Grace and peace, everybody. We are back. We're back in the building. We're back. It has been a busy, busy day. What a wonderful day, nonetheless. Thank God it's Monday. Hopefully, you all had a great day as well. I wanted to get the show started. Usually, I try to start a little bit early to kind of go over some housekeeping and such of that nature. Um, it seems pretty. It seems like Candace is not going to be streaming. She said, I want to say it was last Thursday, that she wasn't going to be streaming this week. She's going to be taking a break. And I'm fine with that. I think most people approve of that message. Yes, Candace, we think you need to take a break. So that being the case, our daily show will just be some updates and such of that nature. Tomorrow, I believe I'm going to be streaming with Gary. I know tomorrow morning I'll be streaming with A Righteous Perspective. I got a guest coming in on Thursday. We got a lot of fun stuff planned. I got a guest coming Friday as well. Like I said, as soon as I get my thumbnails, as soon as I get the headshot for the thumbnail, I usually will announce it. So as soon as, and I'll announce ahead of time, because some of these might, they might be of interest to you. They might have your interest. So anyway, grace and peace, everybody. Thank you to everyone who's jumped in. I'm just checking real quick. Like I said, as soon as I get the thumbnail picture, I'll announce it. Let me see if he's sent it. He's not sent it yet. But we'll get it done nonetheless, y'all. Thank y'all so much for jumping in. Hopefully everything is well. What we got? We got about 50 people up in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. What we got? I got my people over there on X. The X folk are rocking it. I love it. I love it. I was just talking with a content creator about streaming over there on X and how prolific it is, and he's crushing it on X. So I just want to make sure I'm doing everything I need to do, so I too can be important like he is. So that was a good conversation. But everybody, thank y'all so much. All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're talking about the gentleman? So, matter of fact, thank you for that. I talked about that today with another content creator. They know him intimately, and they said they just kind of shook it off, like, man, Jason, don't let him bother you. So I said, okay, I'm gonna let him off the hook. I said, but I fully planned on being super petty with him. So he said, just let him go. He's benign. He doesn't really know what he's talking about. So I said, okay, that's fine. I said, I'm still gonna leave that video up. He said, oh yeah, leave the video up. The video's great, but don't waste your time with him. So I said, all right. I was planning. I had some petty plans for my man. I had some petty plans for him. But thank y'all so much, everybody who's jumped in to the best live chat on the internet. Looks like a lot of good folk up in here. I appreciate it. It's the video I did, the video I did, the guy who called me a liar, said I was lying about Candace. Just, sometimes you just can't make this stuff up. So, all right, let me see. I'm just looking to see if he replied, because I'm fully prepared to have some fun, at his expense. Trust me. All right, he has not replied, thank God. Anyway, there we go. Shout out to y'all. All right, let's get at it. What's going on, my brother over there in Hawaii? I was gonna say Honolulu, but in Hawaii. I don't know. Are you in? I don't think you're in Honolulu. Shout out. All right, so this morning I got on here, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about maybe we need to look at the Turning Point USA halftime event differently than the world or by the leftist standards, because the left is going to view it any way that they need to view it in order to keep their narrative going. If you flip the artist, if Bad Bunny had been at Turning Point and all the artists at Turning Point were at the Super Bowl event, the Super Bowl would have still been good. It doesn't matter. If they had gotten Prince to come to Turning Point, if they were able to resurrect Prince, the purple one, to come and perform at Turning Point, it still would have been terrible. It doesn't matter. It could have Whitney Houston there. It doesn't matter. The left is never going to give you that, yeah, that was a good job. They're never going to do it. They're never going to do it. So why do you, and that was my question that I asked this morning, why do we break our backs, sometimes even fight with one another to clamor, scrap, and scrape to get to the slop trough of the left? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? And we even had people this morning like giving me, all kinds of havoc about it. Why? Why? The left is going to say that you're racist. They're going to say that you're whatever. They're going to say whatever they can say and whatever they need to say to keep their narrative alive. They're not going to say, by the way, that was a pretty good job, man. I know you just threw it together, because you do realize that Turning Point did not have this on the docket when Charlie Kirk passed away. So this is a relatively short time frame to bring it about and do this event. And again, forget what you heard. 5 million people watching it, almost 20 million people now. That's a big deal. I don't care. There's no other way to do that. Just accept it. That was pretty impressive. Just say it. And when you factor in, now they got a whole year till next Super Bowl. What if they do it again next year? So that was my point this morning. And I wanted to look at, there was a couple other content creators who've talked about it. I think they were very fair. And there's one that I disagree with. So I don't want to say that I agree with everybody, but there's one that I disagree with. But most of them are, they're seeing it as it was. It was a pretty big deal that you were able to pull this off in such a short period of time and it's such of that nature. So that's what we talked about this morning. And I wanted to finish that up. But if y'all have any questions, as I said here, I'll do some live Q&A. I think that's what I said I would do, a live Q&A. So we can just chit chat, talk it up a little bit. What is this? They committed last night. So doing it, I'm not certain I fully understand, Jay. I might be missing something. Can we discuss what the Bible says about protecting your nation, country, that will debunk all the backhanded messaging from the NFL halftime show? Well, I think it would be fine. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Thanks so much for the very kind 5 SC Dog. I appreciate it. Absolutely. We got body cams this week, though. Don't worry about Adam. I got you on the body cams, my dog. I got you. All right, let's get this party going. Let's go. We're gonna start with Graham Allen. I think he had a great, succinct understanding of it. And remember, the victory is not in. You know what? Let's just let him talk. Let's let him talk. I got some things I want to add to this, but let's let him chop it up. Shout out to Graham Allen, content creator, does a great job. Let's see what he's got to say.
Turning Point USA didn't just put on an alternative halftime show last night. What they did last night is, I truly believe that they changed the course of history in sports entertainment. It was also a testament that Turning Point USA, despite all the haters and detractors, isn't going anywhere. If you watched the All-American halftime show, if you loved what you saw, smash that like button right now. Give us an American flag in the comments section and share this video far and wide. I know for a fact that the NFL and Roger Goodell, their number was 3 million. If Turning Point USA got 3 million viewers, they were in trouble. And I'm going to explain to you why that is. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand what 10 million live concurrent viewers actually equates to in advertising space. And we're going to talk about all those things. Let's just say the NFL is having some emergency meetings.
No, ain't no doubt.
This morning.
So I think this is a very reasonable response. I think this is very reasonable, but I don't want, as I said this morning, I don't want the focus to be on how well Turning Point did monetarily, how great Turning Point did in viewers, how amazing it was for Turning Point to have done this in a short period of time. I want you to look at it and say, wait, that's something that I can do. I can do that, because you don't run a a political PAC. You sell tchotchkes on Etsy. You do car detailing. You do T-shirts or hoodies. Shout out to the hoodies, whatever. Could you do something like this? Could you provide an alternative? That's what I want. That's why I want to argue this out. And if I have to, I'll be here all night to do it. I'm starting to really think that we need to stop thinking like, oh, that's something over there they're doing. No, we could do that too. You could do that too. I told you about my daughter who likes to write. I talked to you about comic books. We could talk about 25 other different areas that we are in that we don't have to go to the slop trough of the left. We don't have to do it. We only do it because we want to now. There's no reason not to. So that's what I want us to really take away, extract, really pull from this and say, hey, this is something that we could all do. If you have a little small business, or we see a small business and we want to rock with them, we want to support them. We want Angel Studios to do well. We want the Rippaverse to do well. We want these other entities to be able to do well. And this is the very last thing. You know what? Nope, just let it go, Jason. Let it go. I'm going to talk about it in a minute.
Ain't no doubt.
If you
Taking
are
notes.
pumped about that, you better put that American flag and you better blow it up in the chat because we got work to do. First of all, the Babylon Bee reports that NBC suffers a bizarre technical glitch as the entire halftime show was broadcasted in Spanish. It's a weird thing.
Press one.
And here's what I want to talk about. Pastor Mark Driscoll, love Pastor
great.
Mark. He's a dear friend. He said, I need help. My TV is stuck in Telemundo.
Telemundo.
And that's him looking at the things there.
This is great. It's so great.
Here's what I want to say, because there's a lot of people that have said, hey, it actually was very, like, again, a man and a woman were married for real on the halftime show stage.
Saw that.
At the end, there was a unifying message. But here's what I would remind everybody of this. Oh, and somebody said, by the way, 50 million plus Americans speak Spanish. Okay, great. The other 265 million of us don't. All right. So here's the thing. One, if you really believe that Bad Bunny's intent was not to take a shot about ICE, was not to prop up LGBTQ, most likely wear a dress. If you don't think that that wasn't the original idea of the halftime show, I got a boat out in Fiji somewhere that I can sell you. All right? Here's the thing. The only reason that it was changed to be more wholesome, more traditional values in marriage, all of that is because of the outcry of insanely high amounts of disapproval of what the halftime show was.
So my takeaway from that is, you know what? Let's never again. Don't do it again. Let us not ever again go and support the NFL halftime show. There are people who've been chiming in like they stopped watching NFL during the summer of love. That's 2020, 2019. What if we just stopped? What if everybody who had a problem with the NFL selecting Bad Bunny to be their halftime representative for the game went and supported something that they did want to watch? Because you do realize, this is the thing I'm really trying to get understanding. Why do you feel like you have to support something that doesn't align with your values? Why do you feel like you have to? Do you? Well, maybe I'll ask another question. Do you have to? If you see that there is a burger joint that does not sell the burger that you want, or doesn't provide the style that you want, or just not up to your standard, do you have to support them? Do you? In your local neighborhood, and local barrio, your local hood, in the chat, do you have to? Do you have to? But why not? Why do you not have to? I mean, there's Latinos that didn't approve of Bad Bunny, right? Shout out for sure. Shout out. I stopped watching NFL since they took the knee was a big deal. I agree with that. I approve of that message. But you don't have to, right? I haven't watched the Super Bowl in years. You don't have to. Why not? Let me go back to my burger example. Why do you not have to buy the burger in your neighborhood or in your community, in your town, if they don't provide a burger that you like? Why do you not have to? There's one particular thing I'm looking for. There it is. CC, because it's your choice. You choose to go to the burger place that cooks the burger the way you don't want it cooked. You made that choice, and you have the choice to not do it. And let's just be 100% honest. There are burger places all over the place, right? McDonald's, remember 1 billion served? Remember that? Small mom and pop burger places didn't stop selling burgers because Burger King sold 1 billion burgers. Wendy's and Burger King and all these other places are still open and still providing burgers. The little mom and pop shop, they're still providing burgers. Why? Because they know that, look, I don't need to sell 1 billion. I just need to sell 50 every day. I need to sell 100 every day. I'd like to turn it into 150, but right now I'm good with selling 75 burgers every day. That's it. And so to me, the problem is we choose to support things that ultimately do not benefit us. And watch this. The left will never do that for you. The left will not say, okay, yeah, that TP. You find me a leftist that's saying, yeah, that TP USA thing was, that was pretty good. Find one. But y'all tripping over yourselves, fighting each other to come up with a reason for press 1 for English was okay. Find me a leftist that's fighting his party to give you credit. I'll wait. You won't find one. So why are you doing that? Why are you fighting with me when I say, shout out to Turning Point? That was dope that they did that. That was cool that they came up with that and was able to pull it off. Hat tip to them. You won't find a leftist doing that. I mean, for crying out loud, you don't hear Candace saying it. Let me just use her name. Speak the Wicked Witch of the West name real quick. You see her going crazy on X because she saw that Turning Point, everything she's doing to try to undercut Turning Point is not working. Everything she's doing to try to undercut the little mom and pop burger shop in her community is not working. Bad Yelp reviews, bad Google reviews, bombing them, trying to get their food, their supply chain messed up. None of that's working. Spreading rumors about the owner. None of that's working. And she saw that yesterday. And other people have seen it too. There we go. Let's go.
That's it. And if you don't understand that, freaking go take a 10-foot walk off a 9-foot bridge. Like there's nothing else for me to tell you at this point. If you don't understand that what you saw was an immediate reversal from the actual plan because they were terrified of what was going on with Turning Point USA. Again, take the victory lap, everybody. You changed it from this anti-ICE, pro-gay, sexually degenerate halftime show. You did. Your voice changed it.
I agree with him. I agree. I believe the people spoke. I think the people need to I think the people need to keep speaking with your dollars. Don't ever go back. Let's just not go back at all. Let's just not go back ever. And then see what happens. Because you do realize if conservatives, persons who are more right-leaning, more traditional conservative Christians stop supporting these the slop trough of the left, the slop trough of the left would dry up like a raisin in the sun. I'll give you a perfect example. There is absolutely no way that Disney can stay open if it wasn't for y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, and matter of fact, as I'm saying this, I know that my daughter's school, they do a trip to Disney in March. I know that. And I'm just going to be a hypocrite. And I'm going to call myself out. While I'm doing it, I'll just call myself out. So I just expose myself to y'all. I'm letting you know that I'm going to be a hypocrite. If I didn't send my child there and the hundreds and dare I say thousands of other parents didn't go there and take their kids there, Disney would close up. Disney wouldn't be able to make it. It's us. It's us that go against our values, that go against what we believe because it's the thing that they all have done. I'm telling you, and another perfect example. This was a little bit better. Disney movies. That's why all Disney movies keep failing. Find a Disney movie in the last 4 years that's done well. They don't, because we don't go to them. And the funny thing is, they cater to a group of people who don't generally have children. That's the dumb part. That's why you have so many people. What are they called? Disney adults. It's like a thing for adults. They go to Disneyland because they don't have kids. Because Disney's had to like change its marketing because they've been aiming toward people who have children, and those people have started to stop. So now they had to go to these people who are these weirdos that go and act like they're children because they don't have kids. So around the block where I'm trying to go with this is, if we stop supporting this stuff and said, nah, we're good, I'm gonna go and support something that's that supports my values and has done that for the longest. Not just give me a hat tip and not have Bad Bunny up here naked or do whatever he was gonna do. No, we want somebody who really believes what we believe. I think we would see significant change. Okay, that's it.
But you still got the fact that it was entirely in Spanish. So, okay, that's great. You broke cultural boundaries. Okay, fine. To not even 25% of the population? Before we go into this, because I know I'll get comments, the halftime show actually was pretty wholesome, only because of the backlash.
Right.
So stop. Just stop. Stop with the virtue signaling. It don't work on me.
He said stop.
All right, Todd. But let's talk about the real stuff here. Let's go. We got stuff from the halftime show. So President Trump had this to say. Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. It makes no sense. Is an affront to the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and dancing is disgusting, especially for young children that are watching throughout the USA and all over the world. This show is just a slap in the face to our country, which is setting new standards and records every day, including the best stock market and 401k in history. There's nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show, and watch, it will get great reviews from the fake news media because they haven't got a clue of what is actually going on in the real world. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace its ridiculous new kickoff rule.
100%.
Make America great again. President Donald
So
J. Trump.
stupid.
If you agree with that, hit that
What's
like
the
button
kickoff
right
rule?
now and give me some American flags in the comment section. Now,
I haven't been paying attention. What's the kickoff rule? Shout out to 47. What is the kickoff rule? Anybody? I'm going to talk about that in a second. Thank you so very much. I will be talking about it in a moment. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and talk about that. Thank you so much, Kara. The reason people are saying that the views are fake is because they're coping. They've got to come up with something. So let's go down the list. TPUSA, it was all one ethnic group, so therefore they are racist, right? The studio wasn't big. We got that. There, the Kid Rock was lip syncing. What else? Of course, the views are fake. All right. What other ones? There's a whole bunch of them. But they come up with these, and it's their way of coping with the fact that they realize Turning Point USA just told everybody, and I told somebody this today, it doesn't matter how well they did. They just told everybody that you could do it. That's all they needed to do. It really doesn't matter. If they had 5 viewers, they proved and showed, well, probably wouldn't, 5 wouldn't have made it matter, but they proved and showed everybody we could do this. I mean, again, I just keep saying, and y'all can poke your lip out about 5 million if you want to. If 5 million people bought this hoodie off of me, I'm telling you right now, that would be a game changer. So poke your lip out if you want to. If you sell tchotchkes on Etsy, or you sell refurbished gym shoes on eBay or whatever, if 5 million people came knocking at your door, Matter of fact, if you're just a content creator, if 5 million people watch this video, that would be crazy. That's my goal for this month. That I would absolutely be in that. That would be awesome. That would be crazy. So don't tell me that 5 million doesn't matter. It does matter. It does. And even more than that, they've shown us that we make them, that we matter. That we matter. That we can say, you know what? If we go all get together and run over to the Graham Allen show and just hit the green hearts, give them a comment and hit the green hearts in the comment section, we make a difference. If we all go over to TPUSA and let them know, hey, we appreciate y'all doing that, doing something, and green heart them, we did something. I think, again, I think we're thinking too myopic. We're thinking, but yeah, Kid Rock lip sync and so does Beyonce. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with that? So I that's my thing. I'm like, let's not lose focus on what happened. What happened was we just saw the second largest live stream in YouTube history. And guess what? They put it together in just a couple of months. This wasn't something that was planned long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. They came up with this pretty quickly. Whenever they announced Bad Bunny or Charlie Kirk passed away, it was either when they announced Bad Bunny or when Charlie Kirk passed away. Soon thereafter, they did this. You've got to give respect, though. That's the thing. Like, stop it. Stop. Just embrace it. Like, yo, they did it. But you'll never hear a leftist say, yeah, I got to give them credit for that. That was good. That was good. I don't like you. I think you're terrible people. I think your politics are bad and your mom's breath stinks. But what y'all did last night was pretty good. You know, shout out to y'all. Hat tip to y'all. Okay. You're not going to hear the left do that. But y'all going to fight me all night long about this. Let's stop it. How about we stop fighting each other and just find ways to build? How about that? How about we stop fighting each other and find ways to support other great content creators? Because I'm not your enemy. I ain't fighting with you because you're going to be fighting by yourself. Why don't we go and support Graham Allen? Why don't we go and support good content creators and stop going and fighting each other to go to the slop trough of the left? Stop it. You don't have to. Y'all told me already, you make a choice. So stop doing that. And I pray that, and I don't want them to have the NFL's attention. I want them to have our attention. Because I don't want the NFL to be like, oh, let's come in there and buy him out tomorrow. Let's offer him $45 million. And then next thing you know, it tanks. It tanks. No, I want us to say, no, we'll support you, Turning Point. We rock with you. We get down with what you did. We want some better acts next year. We want some more diversity, whatever. But let's not let them trick us back into this situation. Because basically many of y'all got Stockholm syndrome. That's what the problem is. Many of y'all got Stockholm syndrome. Y'all will fight me before y'all fight the left. My bad.
That was Donald Trump. All right, we got some messages from certain people. Here's Matt Walsh. Having the halftime show for your biggest game of the year in a language almost none of your lifelong fans can understand, while waving the flags of countries that none of them are from, is the biggest F you that I've ever seen a corporation give to its own consumers. Very true. Keep it going, Todd. Let's go.
I can't wait to see the end of this one.
All right, so we're going to jump ahead a little bit here. We've got, our Secretary of War has something to say, but TMZ has had a major backlash. All right, in fact, can we go click on TMZ right now, Todd? I want to see what it is now. I want to see what it's at now.
Oh, I just refreshed it before I pulled it up.
Oh, okay. All right. So with almost 300,000 votes, 66% of America says Kid Rock had the better halftime performance.
Hold on, wait.
Look, man, this is.
But wait, Kid Rock lip sync though. So even with lip syncing, that's what I'm saying, y'all. This is cope. We don't have to do this. Even with lip syncing, Kid Rock did better. That's crazy work. And you can't tell me TMZ is some kind of right-leaning organization. You're not going to do that. You're not going to tell me that X only caters to MAGA. You're not going to do that either. This is no, come on, people. Come on up here. Come on. Let's stop fighting with each other and let's just tell the truth. This is what we're talking about. This is it. We are in a spot right now where if we decide to say, hey, let's put our attention toward better food companies. Let's put our attention toward better content creators over on this YouTube space. Let's put our attention toward better media. We can make a difference. We could literally upend foolishness and start something better. We're not going to try to recoup. We're not going to, hey, y'all NFL, y'all do what y'all going to do. NBA, y'all go ahead and do it. We're not going to redo that. We're not going to recreate the wheel. I'm sorry. We're not trying to we probably are going to recreate the wheel in that regard. But in other instances, you know what? Media, that's a wide open space. We're not hellbound that all we can do is go to Paramount and 20th Century Fox. You're not, why? Why can I not encourage and support content that I want to see that aligns with my values and my ideology? I'll wait. Tell me. Let's go.
TMZ trying to help. This is TMZ trying to help, and they're getting owned on the internet. Nobody liked the Bad Bunny halftime show. No one. You know, when they talk about all of us being paid to say we like Turning Point, no, the only people that like Bad Bunny are either morons or people that are paid to say that they like the Bad Bunny.
Well, they interviewed all the NFL players for the game.
They didn't even know. They didn't even know what song he sang. They didn't even know what song he sang.
What is a Bad
Bunny?
Bunny?
Right now, in the comment section, can you name one song that Bad Bunny sings?
Okay, let's.
I'm serious.
All right, I'm gonna take him up on that. But I'm gonna do it differently. Please put a Bad Bunny song in the chat. Put BB in front of it. If you know one without looking, don't Google it. Don't ask, hey Siri. Now, if you know a Kid Rock song, of course, put KR and put the title of that, just the title of it. If you know one, put it in the chat. I just want to see what we got. I just want to see, because I think we're missing the, and I'll also pull up this TMZ, see how they're doing now while y'all are doing that. Where is it? They're still at 64%. Still. Here, let me pull it in just so you can see it. They're still at 64%, even now. And this is 4 hours left, and it's right on this money, right on time. So, still. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see one. Yeah, I'm looking for a Bad Bunny song. Come on, somebody give me a Double B song. Nobody has one. I think you got my point, right? Yeah, I think you got my point. Now, I'll go on a limb and say, you know what? Maybe my audience is just not the audience of the Bugs Bunny crowd, the Bad Bunny crowd. That's fine. But I think you get my point, and that's all I'm trying to say. And why, for whatever reason, the NFL had Bad Bunny on. Let's let them deal with that. Can you imagine? How about this one? This is the last thing. What if we supported TPUSA and helped them secure higher quality artists next year? So that the artists that come, when the outlash and the backlash comes and they get quote unquote canceled, they don't worry about that because we are supporting them. So the Tom McDonald's or whoever, like, do you want to come to the TPUSA halftime event? The community wants to support you and make sure that you are well taken care of. So you're not going to worry about the fact that you're coming to TPUSA. Well, what if we did that? I want us, that my goal, my goal is for us to stop sitting here coming to the slop trough of the left saying, please, sir, may I have a double portion of slop, please, sir? Stop it. Go support the burger joint that's making good burgers. Go support them. Give them a good review. Tell 10 of your friends. Please, sir, may I have some more slop, sir?
Name one song that is popular that Bad Bunny sings that the average American knows what the crap you're talking about.
I'll be
No
honest.
one.
I didn't even know he was a singer. I thought he was just the caddy on the Happy Gilmore 2 movie. I didn't even know
You're
he
dumb.
was
You're so
really a
dumb.
singer. I thought he was an actor.
Well, really, a singer is a.
I mean, it's a stretch.
question
It is a stretch.
in and of itself. All right, but let's keep going. All right, I think we got a message from our Secretary of War.
Yeah, we
here.
do.
All right, this is our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, that had a message at 1 minute and 53 seconds before the actual halftime show kicked off. This is what our Secretary of War has to say. If you love our Secretary of War, let's blow those American flags up. Here we go. Here's Pete Hegseth.
From the War Department, we salute Turning Point USA and every American who still believes freedom is worth defending. Thank you for your courage as an organization, your clarity, and your leadership. And for this halftime show that the War Department is proud to support. This year, we mark 250 years since a band of citizens pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. For 2.5 centuries, Americans have answered that call on farms and factory floors, in shipyards and labs, in cockpits and foxholes, and in every uniform our nation has worn. Freedom is not automatic. It is defended by a strong nation and a ready force, and that's our job.
Amen. Amen.
To our troops, our veterans, and the families who serve alongside them, we see you, we thank you, and we've got your back. So I hope you're enjoying this game. Happy Freedom 250, the things that really matter. God bless our warriors, and God bless our great republic.
Yes.
Golly, I love our
Oh, is he going to
Secretary
throw it?
of
Wait, why'd
War.
you stop? Okay, there we go.
Of course he did.
Nice.
He did.
Hey,
Nice
look,
little,
man,
nice little wing.
We
too.
salute
let
Turning
me tell you something.
Nice little wing.
Pete can throw a spiral now.
He's an athlete. He's an athlete
he
now.
He can throw a spiral.
He's an athlete.
Okay, all right. We got 22 minutes, and it's going to take every bit of this. I want to jump right into it. Bring me to the first thing we got to show here, Todd. All right. Turning Point USA made history last night for more ways than one. All right, we're going to bring some highlights here, but then we're going to bring you some actual data on how I believe Turning Point USA changed the history of sports entertainment last night.
I don't disagree. I think that there's definitely some in the weeds conversation, but as long as I want to make sure it's very clear, what Turning Point did was amazing by God's grace. I don't take anything from that. So do not hear what I'm not saying. What Turning Point also did, however, is they showed us that we actually can do that. And I don't want that to get lost in all of the glitz and glam and the whether or not he was lip syncing. Let's just make sure we realize like we don't have to go to the slop trough anymore. There's good movie studios putting out really good videos and good movies right now. What if we all went and supported them? I talked about Eric July and the Rippaverse. What if we all went and supported that? What if we went and supported good quality writing and good quality videos or Burger Joint, whatever? Like, what if we did that? Like, come on now. So I don't want it to get lost in the stats because I think we are the stats for crying out loud. Okay, I'm going to stop.
And I'm going to prove it to you here in just a minute. But first, while Bad Bunny was singing in a language that no one understood, here was, and this is just a 20-second clip of right before Brantley Gilbert steps on stage and blows the lid off the place. By the way, I want to give a shout out to everybody that was involved in this. All right, because it was a big risk on them. Not Kid Rock. Kid Rock burned the boats a long time ago. But Brantley Gilbert, Gabby Barrett, Lee Bryce, these people, like, look, at the end of the day, it was controversial to do this. It shouldn't have been, but it was. Okay, however, check this out. This morning on the top charts of the top 10 albums in America right now, Brantley Gilbert holds 1, 2, 3, 4 of the top 10 albums on the chart. Gabby Barrett holds the number 1 country music chart. Lee Bryce holds number 3. Cody Johnson from Kid Rock singing his song, number 5. Gabby Barrett, number 7. Lee Bryce, number 8. The Lord
It worked.
Brantley, Lee, and Gabby, listen to me right here. The Lord rewards standing strong in your faith and your convictions.
Yes,
you understand what I'm
sir.
saying to you right now? So God bless you for it. Let's play it. Let's go. Here we go. That is how you end a national anthem.
That was awesome. The
Now
national
that's
anthem
Brantley
was
Gilbert saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the All-American halftime show. No, let's go to the plays first. Let's go to the music. Then we'll get to Andrew here in just a minute. Let's go to Brantley. Starting it off, ladies and gentlemen, I want those fire emojis in the chat for Brantley Gilbert. He killed it with this song. Let's play it. Boom. Let's go.
Okay, I don't know if I can get away with this. I'm probably going to get a ding. Hey, let me.
Freestyle, you and me style, like he did in the good old days. We do it for the heroes overseas and the heroes on
Are those some brass knuckles?
all the big cities, all the small towns, let's crank it up and get it on. We fly and waving all across the land.
Pause it. We do it for that red, white, blue love waving all across the land. I mean, like, this is what a Super Bowl halftime show is supposed to represent, right? I mean, am I crazy, by the way? Also, Gabby Barrett, she brought it, man. She sang her lungs out. Huge shout out to Gabby Barrett. We don't have enough time to play everybody. Lee Bryce debuted a new song.
Yeah, it was good.
And it was a dedication to Charlie, which was amazing. But Kid Rock, man, Kid Rock comes out here, and I love that he brought Ball with the Ball back to start this off.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you olders that don't know Kid Rock's very first songs, it's ball with the ball, the bang, diggy, 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 said the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. Let's play it. Let's go. Here he comes.
My name is Ken.
Look at that.
He's
Look at that.
55 years old.
Look at that.
How old is he?
Rock. All right.
He's 55 years old.
Go to the freeze frame of where they drop the flag. Go to the freeze frame where they drop the flag. It's all the way at the end. Keep going, right there. That is what a halftime show is supposed to look like. If you agree with that, comment that American flag right now. But believe it or not, that was not the stealing moment of this show. The stealing moment of this show is when Kid Rock took Cody Johnson's song, and I don't know the backstory here. Maybe Kid Rock wrote it, and then Cody Johnson performed it or whatever it was. But this was where God woke him up and told him the song's not done. The song's not finished. You need to add these lyrics to this song. And it was so powerful. And if you love this, I want you to give me some amens in the chat right now. Let's play it.
There's a book that's sitting in your house somewhere that could use some dusting off. There's a man who died for all our sins, hanging from the cross. You can give your life to Jesus,
Yes.
and he'll give you a second chance till you can't.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
If you got a chance, take it.
Man,
Okay.
there's a book
I didn't hear that
in
part.
your house somewhere that could use some dusting off. There's a Savior who died hanging on a cross. You can give your life to Jesus and get a second chance until you can't. So what I love about that is it tells the good news, but then it also tells the reality, man, that you better do it now. You
Yeah.
better give your life to Jesus right now. And here's what I want to say. In front of record-breaking numbers, Kid Rock proclaimed the name of Jesus to millions of people.
Millions.
Charlie was smiling down from heaven over
No
this.
doubt.
And this last part is a dedication to Charlie, and it brought me to tears.
Me too.
And I want you to comment the word Charlie right now. If you love Charlie Kirk, comment the word Charlie in the comment section right now. This was the dedication. Let's go full screen for this dedication, Todd. Here we go.
Those are screens?
I want to honor God in all that I do. I want to be a great husband, a great father. I want to serve this country. I want to try to continue to lead this movement and to speak truth and to never lie. To stop thinking about yourself all the time and instead think about what you should do to help other people and to defend this country above yourself.
I'm so inspired. This army of freedom fighters, we're going to be around for the next 100, 200 years because we know in the end our ideas will win.
God should be the most important thing in your life. But then beyond that, it's getting married, having children, building families.
Come
My
on.
kids are my most important thing in my work. My wife and my kids, my relationship with God, top three things.
And the more often that you choose the deep, the difficult, but the right path over the easy path is one that will reward you, your family, and this beautiful nation.
Charlie,
They crushed
Charlie,
it. They
we love
crushed
you,
it.
man. We love you, brother. And I want to say that not only did Turning Point do it, but you did it, my friend. Let's talk about what actually occurred last night. On YouTube alone, on just the Turning Point page. So it was broadcasted on multiple channels on YouTube, but just the Turning Point page alone, over 5.2 million live concurrents. In fact, I have the numbers here. Turning Point USA had one of the top 3 live streams of all time just on YouTube alone.
Wow.
Turning Point USA now sits at number 3 all time live streams on YouTube. Let's go to Andrew Colvett. Andrew Colvett did a hit last night about some of the numbers, and then I want to break down some of the numbers again on the fact that I told you Turning Point USA changed history last night. And I'm going to explain to you how, but first let's listen to Andrew.
How did you do? Do you have a sense of how many people watched?
Yeah, it was kind of blew our minds actually a little bit, Brian. And we saw at one point across all the different social channels, we saw over 10 million concurrent views. So that was adding up all of Rumble and all of our partners just on the social side. So, and now the numbers keep trickling in.
Pause.
I mean, right
That's
now,
all we need. That's all we need to talk about really quick. 10 million live views. Now, there's a couple people that have said, oh, the Super Bowl had 127 million viewers, so 10 million is nothing. Well, let me explain to you how marketing works. The Super Bowl is considered to be the most elite advertising ever. $10 million for 30 seconds. Okay? Because they guarantee that they control the world for 5 hours. They guarantee it. Okay? Also, the way that they get that 127 million number is because if one house is watching the Super Bowl, they equate that to mean 2.5 people per household.
Correct.
So one house counts as 2.5. So if you take those numbers and you put that into context, it actually means that Turning Point USA had 27.5 million people watching live. Now, if you take those numbers and you add it into actual marketing context, that means Turning Point USA siphoned off 22% of households watching the NFL simply because they gave an alternative option for people to watch. Turning Point USA, along with God, and I think Charlie Kirk shining down a little bit there, they siphoned off 22% of the NFL's viewership for 45 minutes. The Super Bowl started back, and millions were still watching the All-American halftime show. Ladies and gentlemen, Turning Point USA has now changed history for sports advertisements, because I promise you today, right now, the NFL is getting some major phone calls because there's only 3 brands that were actually up there. Pepsi was one that was trending. Budweiser was trending. Yep. Bud Light was trending, or Bud Light was trending. Other than that, it was Turning Point, Charlie, Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert. The list goes on and on. People are calling the NFL going, what the crap happened? And people are wondering, why weren't we a part of this Turning Point USA halftime show? The world has changed forever. Because the NFL effectively can no longer say that for 5 hours straight, one day a year, they control the entire advertising space, because Turning Point USA siphoned off 22% of their viewership for 45 minutes. If you don't think that that's a miracle.
Let me jump in, because I'm all about this. So what if they siphoned off 22% of the people that go to the traditional movies to watch the slop that they put out? What if they siphoned off 22% of the people that go to Disney World? What if they siphoned off 22% of the people that have a Netflix subscription? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. We do not have to have Stockholm syndrome. We don't have to go back to our abuser that has abused us. It doesn't hold our values. The left, they hold the line. The left will not work with somebody who's on the right, who disagrees with them ideologically. I'm gonna show you the video about the young lady who, the Twitch streamer. She's a video game player, and they asked her about ICE. She didn't give the right answer, and they're going crazy about the young lady because she didn't say the right thing. The left holds the line. Why do we keep breaking the line? Why do we not say, okay, holla at you? Why don't we support other things that do align with our values? Let's finish this up. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. I'm sorry. This is some great news.
Cole, I don't know what to tell you, but you need to blow up the chat with the American flag right now, because that, my friends, is a miracle, and it has changed the game for the rest of history as we know it. Yep. It will never be the same. In fact, I would argue that more people will copy Turning Point, and you'll have 6, 7 different options outside of the Super Bowl.
Come on.
That is the power of what Turning Point accomplished. And for every...
Come on. Like, that could be a reality. That could be a reality. That Turning Point has now given permission to whomever that wants to do something like, hey, you really could do something during the Super Bowl and you will not lose out. Come on. I mean, 5 million people is crazy. Look, I'd be happy with 300,000. 300,000 people watching my stream. That's crazy. That would be insane. So my point again is just this. We need to stop with coming up with our little hands. Please, sir, may I have some more slop, sir? And start saying, we know what, kick rocks. I'm done with this. We're done. We're not going to go back anymore. We're going to go and we're support things that align with our values. I don't understand why you will fight with me saying just find something that aligns with your values. If your values align with the left, then rock on. Do your thing. Then you're good with press 1 for English Super Bowl halftime. I kind of want to know what I'm singing. I kind of want to know what's going on. So I'm going to rock with somebody that understands that. There you go. It's easy. It's not that hard. It really isn't that difficult.
Everybody who said Turning Point was dead and gone.
Nuh-uh.
I beg to differ, good sir or madam. Now, if that wasn't enough of a hallelujah for you to hit that like button and hit that share button and to hit that subscribe button, this lets you know that Turning Point truly accomplished their mission. Because there was one person madder than Roger Goodell about what Turning Point accomplished. And that was Candace Owens.
Hold it.
You see, Candace Owens told...
This wicked witch is doing a show today? Wait, hold on. Oh, y'all, I knew it. She was not going to be able to. She's got to get on this and got to get her people. This wicked witch is doing a show today. Halftime wars. TPUSA. Oh, we're gonna have fun today. Tell a friend. We're about to have fun today. I did not know she wasn't supposed to do it. She was supposed to be off. Okay, so we gonna finish 5:30. So we're good. We're good.
Told her audience to boycott the Turning Point USA All-American Halftime Show.
Yep.
They became the number 3 top live stream ever on YouTube alone. Not to mention Rumble, Daily Wire. We don't have all the numbers from the Daily Wire, Real
Right.
America's Voice, Rumble, none of that.
Not even
Just on YouTube
Twitter.
alone. Here's what Candace Owens had to say. I'm sorry, but I hate both options. Of course you do, Candace,
course
because
you
you're
do.
a miserable cat lady that hates everything. You're a miserable cat lady that has nothing good in your life. You have nothing. You're proud of nothing. You love nothing. All you know how to do is whine and complain, and you have nothing to be grateful for. On the one hand, we have a halftime show presented without a word of English spoken. On the other hand, we have an organization that scammed its views by paying platform advertisers, followed by influencers to pretend they broke records. So see, this is a very interesting thing right here, Candace.
It's called cope.
Go back up. Go back up. Did Candace Owens just open herself up to a lawsuit by YouTube?
She did.
Because she just accused YouTube of scamming the views. Isn't YouTube your biggest platform? Doesn't that put you?
Dear YouTube, maybe we need to forward that to Team YouTube. Maybe 5 million people need to do that. See what I'm saying?
In some very dangerous waters there, Candace Owens. You see, YouTube hates me, so I can talk about YouTube all I want, but your entire life depends on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by influencers to pretend they broke records. We're not pretending. The facts are the facts.
Facts are the facts.
Left versus right grift is actually boring now. What exactly are we doing here, America? Then she goes on to say, down here, we'll read what else she had to say.
Oops.
I would like a meritocracy in English, not sponsored by pedophiles and human traffickers, maybe next year. And then Todd said, you see, Prince came to me in a dream and blinked at me with his third eye and told me to say, really, Queen Grift, that's what you're going with.
I forgot about
Congratulations to Todd.
Prince. Shout out to Prince.
Oops.
If you think Candace Owens sucks, I want you to comment COS in the comment section right now.
Oh, she's
See,
horrible.
who would not be happy about the fact that Turning Point USA had millions upon millions of people live watching, and they used it to not only represent the red, white, and blue, not only give reverence and honor to Charlie, but to proclaim the name of Jesus in front of millions and millions of people. Who would not be happy about that? Candace Owens.
Mm-hmm.
What real Christian would not be happy about that? Candace Owens.
A fake one.
What non-demonic oppressed person would be mad about that? Candace Owens. You see, Candace Owens doesn't care about anything but herself. You see, she's mad because Turning Point proved again that she doesn't control everything. And she's losing the grip on her cult followers because she lives in her little bubble of wino moms that love true crime. But the real world is rolling with Turning Point, and they're rolling with Charlie, and they're rolling with America, and they're especially rolling with Jesus.
All right, let's get it done. Let's get it done. Shout out for sure. Man, that was good. Thank you so much, Graham. Okay, I'm gonna bring in very quickly. I want you to hear. So Candace is supposed to go live at 5:30. She wasn't supposed to go live, as many people recognize. COS, go Max. That's it right there. COS, go Max. To the million? I love it. I love it. Come on, I'm doing COX to the 7K. All right. I want to just show you again. I really don't want this to be lost. I'm mad. Like, dang it, I did not want to be talking about Candace today. I did not. Okay, maybe I talked her up. I might have spoke her up, man. Dog, I'm very disappointed. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. And I really want you all to zero in. I don't want you to think I'm being hyperbole. I don't want you to think I'm just being anything of that bombastic, anything like that. I'm gonna bring in the liberal hive mind, and only because he great content creator, but also he had the video that the young lady did. Her name is Amaru, I think it is, or Emaru. She's just a Twitch streamer. She plays video games. And look at this. Look at what happened because she plays video games. green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And of course, here's the meme of the day brought to you by 5mind.com. Well, you know exactly how it works within the world of leftism, right? Every single week, they need a new hero, a new martyr, a new victim, or if they can't get their hands on the next George Floyd, they need a new enemy, a new person to demonize and attack. Public enemy number one. Remember a couple weeks back, it was, what's that guy's name? Caleb Hammer from the financial audit. Then it was Joey Swole. Ooh, Joey Swole, what did he do? I think, what was his capital offense? He dressed up as Hulk Hogan, if I'm not mistaken. And you know what that means? That basically makes him literally Hitler. Oh, and of course, how could I forget J.K. Rowling and even Anna Kasparian at some point? There's always a new public enemy, someone that must be destroyed, an enemy, sometimes from within. And well, this week it's a Twitch streamer by the name of Emmy Rue. Apparently, this chick is the greatest threat of fascism since Benito Mussolini. I mean, you literally cannot make this stuff up. You got a random apolitical streamer here who has no involvement in the world of politics, likely doesn't even know what the hell is going on, but somehow she's now been put in a position where she's become the worst enemy of the left. She now somehow represents MAGA. The left is absolutely insane, folks. And here's more proof. These people have completely lost the plot. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so I'm just randomly scrolling through social media today, doing my normal thing. I wake up in the morning and try to see what's going on, what's trending today, and then this pops up in my timeline. I don't usually get this Twitch streamer slop, but then, I mean, how could you miss this graphic? It's quite extreme and colorful. It pops up and it has this young girl's face and says, racist chud. Then I Google the name Emaru, and this pops up from Pop Rant. Emaru faces backlash after dodging ICE shooting question during Twitch stream. Netizens say she's pretending to be apolitical to keep racist followers. And of course, there's a bunch of other takes. Oh, she's MAGA, she's this, she's that, and the other. And so I'm wondering, well, what the hell happened here? And honestly, kind of at the back of my mind, I guess subconsciously thinking, oh, what did this individual say? Maybe she's based. Maybe she said something absolutely badass. Maybe she's the next Asmongould. But no, of course, you can imagine, it's definitely not that exciting, no. And really, it's actually so freaking benign that I don't even understand why we're having this conversation. Well, here's what happened. She was questioned about her stance on ICE, and she gave a very rational response.
On ice?
Okay, let me stop for a second because I really want y'all to see this is what they think of you. This is why this is the left. This is a young lady. I don't know what her political stance is, but look at how the left treated her. And ask yourself, why do you allow them to treat you this way? Why? Why do we do this? Watch what she did. Because, I mean, she's going to do something so horrible. So horrible. Watch what she does. Give her a big screen so y'all can really take it in. Watch this.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to, like, get off the internet. Like, I don't understand how in the first place people care so much what they say. I guess it's because they just have a lot of reach or influence, but it's like, why are you listening to them in the first place? I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much as benign as it gets.
Boy, that's pretty terrible, man. That's pretty bad. I mean, she just said, why are you listening to me? I don't know anything. She actually admitted, that she didn't know anything, right? This is crazy work, y'all. And in a moment, we're going to hear another streamer that says, even if you don't know anything, you should still talk about it because people need to hear what you have to say. And even though you don't know anything, that's crazy work. She's saying she don't know. Like, it's okay. Or I don't want to, or even more than that, I play video games. Like, she plays video games. Why do you really want to hear the opinion of somebody that plays video games? Why? Do you go to your auto mechanic and ask them about quantum physics or how to be a 5-star Michelin chef? Why? Why do you go to them and ask them? That's silly. It makes no sense. All right, let's finish this up.
And frankly, I think we should probably hear those words more often. I am not
Yeah.
a person that is involved in politics. I'm not exactly informed on the topic, so I'm going to refrain from making a comment. The world would probably be a better place if more people had this type of humble response, but no, instead, the moment something political happens, you got all these friggin' doofuses who have their brains bombarded with all kinds of propaganda, and all of a sudden, everyone's a political expert. Oh, everyone's making these big, grandiose claims. That's, of course, what they wanted here. Well, actually, the truth is what they really wanted is to use peer pressure, intimidation, to essentially intimidate and force her into giving the take that they want for their side. We saw a lot of this during the Israel-Gaza stuff. Oh, you better call it a genocide. You better say free Palestine or we will literally kill you. I mean, these people are freaking unhinged. They're insane. Leave the poor girl alone. But no, instead, it's been an all-out campaign to label her not just as MAGA, but as now racist as well. And the proof is in the pudding, right? She used to do a podcast with Asmongold and another Twitch streamer by the name of Tectone. And well, there it is. They're photographed together. And as we know, Asmongold, he's an evil, deplorable racist because he says things that I disagree with. And therefore, by sheer connection, she is as well. Oh my lord, these people are so infuriating. They're so stupid. And really, it goes to show just how in the dumps our political culture is. Oh, the right is so divisive. Donald Trump is so divisive. No, you people are so divisive. You can't even fathom the idea that people would have family members that they still communicate with, or friends that they still communicate with, or that they might still be cordial or even friends with, that have different political opinions. No, for them, it's life and death. If you disagree with me, it means that you're a literal Nazi and want to bring back the Holocaust. It's so incredibly stupid. And what's so frustrating is the combination here of stupid and self-righteousness. I got the perfect clip to make that example from possibly one of the worst people on the internet, another streamer by the name of Denims, although I was a little bit reluctant to play this clip because Denims for the most part is completely irrelevant and I kind of would like to leave it that way. Anyways, look at this.
When did people on the right get so soy? You're smearing and defaming by calling someone a chud. No, it tells me everything I need to know about the character of someone who talks about things this way. I don't know why this, I mean, it's intentional ignorance, but that's okay. It tells me everything I need to know about this person. If you are fine with commenting on things you don't know about when it benefits you, when you know your audience will like you talking about it, that's one thing. But then for you to use an opportunity or ignore an opportunity where you could talk about something, maybe your audience doesn't like it, maybe you could educate them on it a little bit, but you choose not to, you're just siding with whatever your chud or chudette audience wants to hear. She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say f ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
Why? Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, look at how they're treating this young lady. And y'all heard it. She didn't say anything bad. She didn't say anything controversial. Well, it shouldn't have been controversial. So why are they doing this to her? And what will it take for them to do this to you? Stop playing with them. Just stop. Stop engaging with them. They wouldn't rock with you. See, the left won't mess with her. They're making her an enemy. Why are you making them your friends? That's my question.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say ICE. If you're an adult in this country, you should be the minimal amount invested in politics because you live here. There's this weird idea in America, especially, where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What? If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not going to pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff. This is by far like the, I think, dumbest American quality. Saying, I'm not into politics.
And you know, she thinks she's making this deep and...
But your content, and again, I told y'all already, my standard is going to be the Michael Jordan standard moving forward. That's going to be my standard. Do y'all know what the Michael Jordan rule is, the Michael Jordan standard? I mentioned it this morning, and I'm going to be moving forward. That's going to be my standard. I'm just looking real quick. Does anybody know what it is? It's very simple. Republicans buy sneakers too. That's it. Look, if you want somebody to buy your sneakers, you want to sell it to the largest amount of people. That's it. There you go. Republicans buy shoes. Yeah. That's it. It doesn't need to be a political conversation. I sell shoes. Now here on this channel, I do talk politics and I do get into the weeds. So I'm not going to say that I am apolitical, because that's not true at all. However, if somebody wants to be apolitical, let me just use Eric Ken. If he sells widgets, he wants to sell widgets to the largest amount of people that'll buy widgets. He's like, look, if a leftist wants to buy a widget, if a Republican wants to buy a widget, I'm trying to sell widgets. That's it. Then that's it. And we need to support Eric selling widgets. That's it. Okay, let's get done. I just want to finish this up. Let us have some fun.
Insightful point, but what she's saying there is filled with contradictions. She starts off by saying, well, you should talk about it, even if you're uninformed, because then maybe you can educate your audience. How are you going to educate your audience on anything if you're uninformed? I mean, the statement you're making to begin with is totally paradoxical and makes no sense. Then she addresses another typical comment, that most streamers are uninformed and probably shouldn't be speaking about these things, which I think totally applies to denims. But she responds to that by saying, you don't have to be qualified about politics to say F ice. Yeah, it's just so easy. Just regurgitate our propaganda. Just push our political partisan line, or else you're a terrible person and you're siding with the racists. No, maybe it's a whole lot more nuanced, right? But that's not what you want people to believe.
So it's not political to say F ice, but what they say, I rock with ice. Oh, now that is political, but it's not political to say F ice. That's not a political statement. But say, okay, I can rock with ice. They're doing the right thing. These people are insufferable.
No, for you it's black and white. It's good versus evil. MAGA bad. ICE evil Gestapo. Oh, and I love the later example. You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Oh, but she's constantly pushing the most idiotic, ignorant posts all over social media relating to politics and using her platform to push our ideological line. So just be more like her. Yeah, that's probably the worst advice I think I've ever heard. Be more like Ludwig's ignorant wife who posts her idiotic political statements, which she's totally entitled to, and then closes the comments in response on X because she doesn't want to deal with the backlash. No, people are allowed to simply want to stay in their lane. You have the right to do that. But obviously these leftoids can't see it that way, because for them, they can't even entertain the concept of being wrong. No, they're right about everything, and therefore everybody has to parrot their talking points, or else you're a terrible person. There's no nuance in any of these political discussions. No, Renee Good was simply indiscriminately murdered by an evil ICE agent. Yeah, clearly that's not true. And if you saw the Renee Good case actually make it to court, well, I don't know, maybe something tells me that it probably wouldn't be such a cut and dry conclusion now, would it? Yeah, well, obviously, because things aren't necessarily as simple as the left likes to make it seem. And that's why instead of engaging in debating the ideas and winning, no, they just default to cult-like ideological enforcement. Say what we say or else. Say what we want you to say, or we will destroy you and label you a racist on social media. These people are insane. They're insane. They're absolutely insane. And it's so obvious the political side that's constantly declaring themselves as morally superior in every aspect. They constantly exhibit the worst of humanity. The arrogance, the narcissism, the intimidation tactics. They claim the other side is fascistic, but they're the only ones who engage in ideological enforcement in what I think you could easily describe as fascism. You know, I never really thought about it this way. I never really expected to have a horse in the race here. Never thought I'd say this, but just leave Emiru alone. Let her stream her video games and enjoy her time with her audience, doing whatever the hell they do. I don't know, baking cookies and drinking hot chocolate. I don't freaking know. And leave the politics out of it. We have enough idiotic Billie Eilish type characters in the world of online streaming. We don't need another, whether right or left wing, frankly. People should stick in their lane. We have enough stupid celebrities and cultural characters misinforming the public already. Let the people who actually care about this stuff actually debate it. And you know what, you leftoids, how about you start getting in the ideological debate instead? How about you start, coming on the front lines, and I don't mean in Minneapolis, I mean start debating the ideas and really getting into the nitty-gritty with us here in the independent media sphere, instead of running chicken shit all the time and just using social peer pressure and intimidation tactics to spread your ideology. Emiru did the right thing. She stayed in her lane, and the left once again showed its disgusting side. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right. Shout out to the liberal hive mind. Great snippet. I had, let me double check. Like I said, I did not plan on her doing a show today. She was not supposed to do a show today. Thank you so much for the 5. It's unbelievable. The gospel was proclaimed by Kid Rock. That's huge. And at the name of Jesus, people got a hiss and cut it down. Well, I guess we're going to watch it in 4K now. I guess we're going to watch your girl do it because we know that's what she's going to do. Thank you so very much for the 5. I appreciate it for sure. All right. I'm a Latina and I didn't understand Bad Bunny. I don't get what was the purpose of that? I don't get it. Because if you watch a major sporting event in another country, they're not going to default to English. Now, mind you, the NFL Super Bowl, actually all their games, are streamed in Spanish. There's a whole Spanish broadcast. So you didn't need to do that and have him in order to reach the Latino community or the Hispanic speaking community. You didn't have to do that because it's already done. So I guess the question is, why did they do it? Let's stop playing with them. Let's stop. All right. Thank you so much, Amethyst. So are you saying that you really, really, really don't want us to clip that and send it to YouTube? Really? You don't want us to do that? Then I will. You can't tell me what I can't do. Well, just make sure that you tag me to it so that I can also retweet it. And we can also retweet what Candace said about it on X. Because I think X is where they, YouTube, it's funny, YouTube's customer support, customer support is on X. That's the way you go to get to them, which is crazy work, by the way. So thank you for the 10, Amethyst. And she came back around the block. She said, look, this with the 5. If you're an American capitalist, we all have 2 things in common. Our blood is red and our money is green. How's that for color consciousness? I think that is a very spot on. I agree with that. I approve of that. April C calls them lefticals. She does. Shout out to April. Let me see real quick. All right, let me drop this link in here. See if we can get spice the party up a little bit. Make the party great again. Let's go. All right. Well, thank you for this. What do we have here? Thank you so much, Jilly, for the 10 Australian. No question, no comment. Just pure love of the game. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And there she is. That's my sister, Susie Q. Susie Q's been a member for 22 months. I didn't even know the Super Bowl was happening. I didn't know who was playing until my daughter told me. And I'm just not invested in it. I don't care. And I would like to see how many people watched it compared to like years past. That's something I want to know. Hold on one second. Let's go Super Bowl since 2017. Because I'm pretty sure it's gone down every year. I'm pretty sure of that. All right. But today, I am not going to be alone. I'm not going to be alone, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all are tired. I know y'all love me. I know. But y'all like Jason. Can you please spice it up? Can you get us, we like you, my guy, but can you get us something, somebody a little bit easier to look at, maybe? I'm sure that's probably what y'all thinking. So with no further ado, let's get Tanya from a biblical worldview up in here. How are you, friend?
Fine. How are you?
I'm a little bit bothered. I'm bothered.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I did not expect your girl to come on today.
Yeah.
She wasn't supposed to be. Had you heard her say that she wasn't going to come on, or did I make that up?
I had not heard that, but when I saw your title underneath your caption underneath your video, I said, "Oh, okay, good. We're having a Candace free live stream," and I was
because she wasn't supposed to be
excited.
doing anything. She wasn't supposed to.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, so
you knew she was not gonna let today go by
that is a
without
very
doing
true
something. Now
statement.
you knew that.
That is a very true statement. Okay,
Yeah.
so real quick, I'm gonna pull this in just so everybody can see it. Apparently, the Super Bowl, actually, the numbers are actually pretty robust. All right, so I just jumped into I just did this very quickly, jumped into Chat GPT and just asked what are the Super Bowl numbers. Okay, they say that from 2017 is 111. Then it went down in 18 to 103, 98 and 19. In 2020, the year Summer Love, 101, then 95. I don't remember when the knee taking was a big deal. Do you remember that, Tanya?
Was that 2017 maybe?
It could have been. I don't remember when Kaepernick. That's a good question. I don't know. But okay, so then now going to 2021, it went 95. Then 22 was 99. Then 23 was 114, 123, 24, and then last year was a record 127. The 20. So they don't have today's numbers. Hmm. Well, let me say.
Jason, that was
Yes, yes.
actually 2016. I just looked it up.
Okay, so interesting. Okay. I don't well, let me ask you this, Sonia. First of all, you're a prolific writer over on Buy Me a Coffee.
Yeah.
And if the moderators could please make sure we drop her link in the chat and as well. Now you're not on YouTube. Is there a particular reason why? You just a conscientious objector or what? It's okay.
No. You know what? I actually have a channel set up for YouTube, and I just
Mhm.
haven't had the nerve to jump on there yet. But I am planning to very soon.
Okay. I mean, you jumped over here. You here. You got to do it. We need you to
I
do it.
lost you. I can't hear you.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I don't know.
Is that
Can you
me?
hear me now? I can hear me. Hold tight. How's that? Can you hear me now? Uh-oh. I think we got a problem. Okay. You go on and talk. Let me drop myself out. All right. Am I back?
You're back.
Okay. I have no idea what that was.
Okay.
I have no idea. I just dropped the cameras in. But I'm saying, well, hey, you've been doing, you jumped on here today. I think you need to jump on.
did.
You
I did. And
did.
you know why I did? Because you have been so faithful and so encouraging to me. And so I
Well,
figure, okay, Jason will make this a soft landing for me. So now that I've done this and I've done the J Wit pod, I am probably going to be, oh man, you just unleashed a hurricane.
well, let it go. Let it go. Let's go. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right. So let me ask you a question. Do you feel you've heard my tirade about us not begging for scraps from the left, and we got Stockholm syndrome. They they give us nothing. We're always begging for something from them. Do you feel like I'm off, or do you feel like I'm trying to hyper fixate on what happened with TPUSA? What is your thoughts about that?
Well, my position has been this, and I felt like this way back when Colin Kaepernick was taking the knee. I said, okay, if we don't want to tolerate this foolishness, then why do we still give them ratings? If we pull our viewership, if we stop watching this nonsense, then they'll have no choice but to acquiesce to us because they want the viewership.
Okay. So
So
let me go ahead.
go
No,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue, because I
I
want to
was
go with
gonna
somewhere with what you said.
I was just gonna say that because we didn't do that back then, now we've landed with, I don't call him Bad Bunny, I call him Silly Rabbit.
Silly rabbit. I like it. I like it. So let me ask you this. Do you agree with me or disagree? It's perfectly fine that we need to, whatever they do, they're going to do it. Like, let's use the music industry. Whatever they do, they're going to do it. Let them just do what they do. And we actually come up with an alternative that satisfies that. And we're not coming back to Universal. We don't know what you're talking about, Sony. We're done with you. Rather than try to give them any kind of like, because you know what's going to happen next year. They're going to throw some scraps. They're going to bring CeCe Winans out there, and John Legend, CeCe Winans, and somebody else, and that's what they're going to try to do.
Yeah.
And then they're going to expect you to come flooding in because of what they did. But I'm saying no more ever again. What do you think?
And I absolutely 100% agree with you. No more ever again. And we need to be wise enough to see through it. If they do bring a CeCe Winans in next year, or whoever, we need to be able to see through this nonsense.
Because I promise you, I want them to go ahead and announce who next year is right now. Because you know it's going to be, they're going to try to find the most vanilla, middle of the road person they can. You know it. You know it.
They
And
probably gonna they'll get a Southern gospel.
they're gonna have Mississippi Mass Choir up there next year. You know it. They're gonna have what's the Mormon choir? What is it called?
The Brooklyn, is it the Brooklyn Tabernacle?
Brooklyn Tabernacle?
Yeah.
Is it the Mormon Cathedral Choir? It's a choir a Mormon choir that's really they do really well.
The Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
There it is. The Mormon Tabernacle. They're gonna have them. They're gonna have. That's exactly what they're gonna have. Because they're gonna try to give you scraps, and I'm like, no, we're not gonna take scraps. We're done. Like, stop it. Like, this is an abusive relationship. Stop it. Stop it. I know he promised he gonna stop dotting your I, but stop it. No more. Leave. Leave. You've left. Don't come back. What is it called? But I just think, and I really want people to see, and that's on the big scale, But again, like, there are small projects that, again, here on this, the Lord's internet, what if everybody that rocked with TPUSA ran over there to the Charlie Kirk show and just said, we appreciate what y'all did yesterday. Good, bad, or indifferent. You put in the effort. We rock with that. Thank you. Went over there to TPUSA's main page and did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And let them know we rock with that. We appreciate it.
And I absolutely hope that that's what's happening. I hope people are flooding them with encouragement, because I think it was really brave of them to even do this.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we look at all the different ways that we keep going at running to the slop trough, and there's so many different ways that we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, just pick a type of media that's mainstream.
Yeah.
And there's some alternative to it that you don't have to run to the slop trough to participate in it.
Yeah.
You don't have to. And so if you choose to, then that's the choice that you made.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You don't have to say, hey, these people don't line up with my values, but I got to go over there and beg them to give me at least. It's funny, and I know I keep getting in trouble because I keep bringing up Starfleet Academy, but I find so much joy in watching how crazy this is. There are no heterosexual people on the show. Like, everybody is some kind of the alphabet mafia. Like, there is no heterosexual people on in the show. That's crazy work. Characters or actors is crazy. Like, that's wild. Why are we even begging them for scraps? Like, why are we even, like, you know what, y'all, this is the 60th year, Gene Roddenberry going into eternity. We're done. We're done. Just stop it. We don't have to participate. You don't have to participate.
Yeah.
But it is, and I just think it's hilarious. I'm watching, and I watch tons of comments about it. Can you please in the private chat put your stuff, and I'll make sure it's available for the other one right there.
Okay.
Yes. Is this you? This is you, right? On X?
At Tanya Michelle 65.
Oh, that's you on X? Oh, see,
that's me on X. Yep.
Okay, well, here, let me.
Worldview at Tanya Michelle 65.
That's intense. That's too intense for us. That's too intense. That's too intense.
I am putting my links in the chat right now.
Okay, I see him right there.
As a matter of fact, I'm putting him in on X. You know
Okay, let me
that's where I
find you.
watch you all the time, right?
Right. Because I couldn't tag you because I know you're on X. So okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So the mods, the best mods in the universe, in the whole galaxy. There we go. Shout out. Abigail has a list of alternative entertainments that you might be interested in. Shout out to Abigail that she had this, and I haven't had a chance to talk about it because I didn't realize that the Wicked Witch of the West was going to be going live. So please check out that, and I'll make sure it's down in the description, or we'll put in the comments as well. All right, what we got here? All right, thank you so much. There we go. All right, so what's your prediction for this crazy show?
You know what? You can't predict. You just can't predict what she's gonna do.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a limb. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. She's probably going to say that there's some skeletons in the closet of every person who performed,
Yeah,
and she's
for
probably
sure.
going to start trying to dig out those skeletons.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be a little bit more macro. This is I really believe she was not. I'm gonna have to go back and find it, but she said she was gonna take a break this week. Now, the reason she's going live today is damage control because she saw what we all saw, and she saw what we saw, and even though she's not regenerate, her eyes have not been made anew through the preaching of the gospel and the transformative work of Christ. She saw something there. She knows TPUSA is not on life support. She knows TPUSA, as Graham Allen said, it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
They did pull off something that said, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here. So she's got to get in here, and she can't let this go the whole week.
Yeah.
So she's got to come in here and try to throw some cold water, throw some wet blankets, pray, open her third eye and try to astral project some rain onto him because she can't let this happen.
Yeah.
And so that's why she's been going nuclear on X. So what I think she's going to do, just real simple, she's going to try her very best to take some steam out of this event. And I hope most people are smart enough. We seceded, we gave up the I'm going to say revival, but the shaking and awakening that happened post Charlie Kirk. We gave that up.
Yeah.
To the Wicked Witch of the West. Don't give this up. Don't give this up to her.
Yeah.
Don't give it up to her sycophants on X. Just start muting those clowns.
Yeah.
Don't give it up to the clowns that are going to jump into the best live channel on the internet. If they come, we have to make them. They have to be quiet because we're not going to give this up anymore. We're not running to the slop trough of the left. Go ahead.
Well, see, that's why I think she's going to try to pull skeletons out of the closet of all of the people who perform, because she's going to say something like, you guys were enjoying Kid Rock. Well, guess what? Back in 1971, Kid Rock did XYZ. Well, 1980, he was seen this place, or he was with that person. So she's going to try to take the air out of the balloon, I believe, like that. That's just my prediction.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say it just as Paul said in 1 Corinthians 6, and such were some of you. So don't give up. Don't give it to her. Don't give it to her. The reason Candace can get away with kind of like humiliating and shaming people is because you think too highly of yourself.
Yeah.
You think too high. You really think you're a big deal. You're not.
Yeah.
You are not. You are a high tech mound of dirt.
Yeah.
Apart from God's sovereign hand on your life. You can't make yourself wake up, make yourself go to sleep. You can't do anything apart from God's perfect plan for your life. You're really not that big of a deal. He don't need you. He chose to demonstrate his love towards you in Christ. That's the best. So the problem is too many of us think too highly of ourselves.
Absolutely.
I tell y'all all the time, you can say whatever you want to say about me. If you email management, I'll tell you some more stuff about me. I'll tell you some stuff about Belinda's son. I don't care, because guess what? I don't think that highly of myself. I'm sorry. And so If you stop thinking highly of yourself, Candace becomes comical.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
fine. Erica has a pass. And
Yeah. Don't we all? We were saved from something. And what was
I
that?
hope
That
so,
was
because if not, then you know what that means? You were saved from nothing.
That's right.
Yo, shout out to the best live chat on the internet. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Come on, aren't we all just sinners saved by grace? Apparently, but Candace is going to get over here on this here internet using her free will to lie to these people. Oh, they're terrible. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like Candace, if you ever wonder what it was like dealing with the Pharisees in the Bible, Candace, I give you Candace. Let's go. Hold on.
Super Bowl was last night, and look, this is what the kids are terming goy slop. What that means is that you were supposed to pick a side. Pick a side. Whose side are you on? Were you team Bad Bunny? If so, you're supposed to come out and away hating the racist right. Maybe you were team Turning Point USA. Did you oblige and turn off your television sets, open your laptops, and watch the alternative halftime performance, which the word on the street is if you did not enjoy it, if you did not enjoy every moment of it, then it's because you don't love Jesus. Of course, every single time. That's the new Turning Point talking point. So welcome back to Candace.
Yeah, so there we go. There you go.
Yep.
I mean, she's predictable like the weather. I mean, you already know what she's gonna do. So let's see how she tries to take some steam out the umbrella. I mean the balloon.
Okay, so you guys can actually check the records on this one. I am not, nor have I ever been, a conservative stereotype when it comes to the Super Bowl halftime performance. I feel like it's a bit of a fad now. On the right, you watch the Super Bowl for the sole purpose of complaining about the halftime performance and why it didn't live up to what you think that it should be. I notoriously defended Rihanna back in 2023 when she was literally just wearing red. And conservatives made it seem like she was trying to channel the devil. She was actually pregnant and wasn't even moving around that much. I'm also a Shakira stan, so I thought her and J-Lo had a fun halftime performance. I'm not really one of these people who are naturally averse to culture. I also like and listen to Spanish music, as you guys know. Mark Anthony, that's why I had to come out for my boy. When they were saying stuff about him and what he did at a wedding after 11 p.m. No, he should not be responsible for that as a Latino man. I like the old school stuff, Aventura, the old Mark Anthony music. Hasta ayer, hasta ayer. I grew up listening to all of it. So when Bad Bunny was announced for the Super Bowl, I was like, okay, let's see what he does. I do not know one Bad Bunny song. I'm going to be honest.
Okay, I'm going to just stop for a second because I already know. I hate to say this, but I already know where she's going. You already see where she's positioning herself. She's positioning herself, Tanya, against them, against the right. Y'all
absolutely.
are bad. Y'all don't get it. Right.
Yeah.
So, and sure, there are some outrage. And I've said this before. I think there's some rage marketing that happens at the Super Bowl. Like they put people out there to cause a stir. They put Kendrick Lamar to cause a stir. They put Bad Bunny. I think the last 2 years, hands down, have been rage marketing. No question about it.
Yeah.
I think I heard some people say that about Rihanna's performance. I'm like, whatever. I didn't watch it, so I don't really have a dog in the race. But anyway, that's just what I noticed. Okay, you ready?
I've been very clear with you guys. I am not cool or hip anymore, just like I don't know any of Sabrina Carpenter's music. I'm not trying to stay up with the culture, but I know enough to know that he's very popular. Okay. Now, the pros of his performance, I'm going to say something good about it. I actually thought the set design was really cool. It was one of the cooler ones that I've seen in a very long time. I loved that it looked like a little pueblo, little Spanish town, that the mercado, the bodega. And to be clear, I think it felt obviously very authentic to him and how he grew up, but not just to him and how he grew up, but also in America. If you guys don't know that, this is how a lot that looks familiar to me and the way that I grew up. Like, you know, the corner bodega. It's a real thing. And
she grew up in Connecticut. There is absolutely no way. There is no way in 2026 you are not going to. I'm sorry, girl. Look, I'm not playing no games with Candace anymore. Girl, if you don't stop the lies that you tell, you are not going to convince me that you grew up near a bodega in doggone Connecticut. I got to see them receipts.
I know that's right.
This chick is not gonna sit here and get on this here internet and lie to me like that. You gonna lie about a whole bunch of stuff. I am not gonna fall for that. Like you, girl, please stop. Please stop. A bodega look like that and a community looks like that in Connecticut. I'll wait.
I thought very obviously that that's what he was trying to convey is his own experience because that's what artists do. And by the way, like I said, all around the United States, these communities exist. The performers and the dancers did a very great job. You could tell that they rehearsed a lot. They were not just winging it. And I actually quite enjoyed the little electrical line thing that they were doing. I thought it was clever and it was fun. Now, the downside is that it was not in English. It was not in English. And therefore, the audience could not emotionally connect. If you were not a Spanish speaker, you could not emotionally connect to that performance.
Okay, this is going to be, I don't know how people are going to take this. When she talked about Bad Bunny, the positives, she talked about them only from her own personal observation, how she felt about it, the tango line, the bodega, whatever. But when she got here, now she's putting it out on everybody. Yeah. Ma'am, did you understand it? Did you have to press 1 for English?
Yeah.
Like, did you understand it? Because we only want to, like, I wouldn't have understood it. The clips I've heard, I didn't understand it. So why are you making it universal with the cons, but the pro was all about you?
Yep. That's Candace.
That's her. Tell me stop if I miss anything.
It was really all in Spanish, save for Lady Gaga's portion when she was sort of doing the bad salsa, which was very American. You know, she wasn't exactly hips don't lie. And I was like, okay, now, is that Bad Bunny's fault? Obviously not, because he was booked. And he is very clear. English is his second language. If you watch his interviews, he kind of speaks Spanglish. He's learning more English now.
Okay, okay. I know. I got to change the title of my whatchamacallit. But she's making it, this is very interesting. The only critique is about Bad Bunny. I don't think most people's critique fully was about Bad Bunny. It was about the whole experience. I've heard people complain about the game all the way down to, of course, Bad Bunny. So I'm interested now to hear how she critiques TPUSA. Is she going to give them the same amount of grace and say, you know, I want to say, like, at least I didn't have to press 1 for English on TPUSA. That's what she needs to do. But I got this bad feeling, y'all, because remember, I really believe the point here is she is doing this stream because TPUSA just showed her they're not going anywhere. They're not on life support. They're not shucking and jiving. She's not confident. And now she's got to wrangle in Cantifa because Cantifa saw it too. They might have actually enjoyed it. So I'm going to see how this goes. This is going to be interesting.
His music is exclusively in Spanish. So the expectation, who are you actually upset with for booking this performance? I agree that it would be nice to have an English speaking halftime. That makes sense because the majority, everyone actually in America should speak English. But he didn't book himself, okay? Actually, I looked into it. The person that controls who gets to perform at the halftime is Jay-Z for some reason. Jay-Z in partnership with the NFL. Jay-Z doesn't speak Spanish, but Jay-Z booked him. And for a very long time, it's been clear that Jay-Z's got some sort of a relationship with the feds. I tend to believe a lot of the stuff that Kanye said. And so, like I said, this feels a bit like, let's get both sides warring with one another. Now, in terms of whether or not this was a successful performance, well, we'll just look at the raw numbers here. Nielsen estimates that 128 million people watched the Super Bowl game last night, forgetting the halftime.
Hold on real quick. By the way, I'm a all of you screen clippers, I know already she is going to say that TPUSA scammed the Super Bowl numbers. So go ahead and get ready to start clipping it. Go ahead and get ready to clip it because I know she's going to say it. I know she's going to say it. All right. So I just want to let y'all know ahead of time. Get your smartphones, get your dumb phones. Go ahead and get your screen record. Be ready because I know she's going to say it.
That number increased to 135 million viewers during the halftime performance. So people got up and were like, I don't want to watch the I'm not watching the whole Super Bowl match, but I'm going to go ahead and tune in to the halftime performance because people are always outraged the next morning, and I want to know what they're speaking about. So 7 million more people began tuning in to watch the halftime performance, according to the early reports. So Bad Bunny, objectively, whether you like him or not, he had a successful Super Bowl halftime performance in terms of the metrics. This means that the, I would say, unnecessary Super Bowl political lines that were drawn by Turning Point USA was not successful in terms of drawing people away from the NFL's viewership.
There we go. There we go. So y'all make sure you're ready. Remember, the argument is not that Turning Point sliced 50% of their viewers, which I don't trust Nielsen's numbers. I don't know why people trust Nielsen's numbers or Samba or any of them. I'm sorry. Truthfully, I think YouTube's numbers are probably more realistic. You're able to see more realistic because, again, how many of y'all have actually been quizzed by Nielsen? Raise your hand. Like, I think we were when I was a child. I heard, but you've been quizzed by Nielsen. They've actually reached out to you.
Yes.
When?
They send you a letter in the mail with $1. And they tell you that if you will fill this out, you can keep the $1 or something like that. Yeah.
And they're sending $1 in 2026. That dollar might need it. I need some inflation numbers in. I don't remember ever doing that. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how Nielsen gets their numbers. Yeah. I don't know realistically. And when you factor in, like, do they know when you watch it through a television versus a computer? Like, those are things I don't know how they are able to subtract that. But all of TPUSA was on YouTube. Online. So that's what I'm saying. Right. Yeah. I think those numbers are more realistic.
Exactly.
So yeah. And people watch, and a lot of people watch this channel, my channel on their television. So that's not a big, to me, I don't think that, I'm not 100% convinced that Nielsen's numbers are correct. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Now, in case you missed it, when Bad Bunny was announced, there was immediately backlash because he has worn a dress, something that I'm very against because to me, it is obvious why they find these men and they put them in dresses. This gets into theology regarding which he's probably not aware of. If I'm being honest, if I sat down with Bad Bunny and I spoke to him about where this comes from and why they are putting him in a dress to emasculate him, he's not recognizing this as somebody else's faith. It is. I find it to be wrong. It is in essence Kabbalistic and satanic. We've discussed that. But this is the reason that people were immediately outraged. So everyone was saying, oh, it's very obvious what he's going to do. He's going to make the show unnecessarily gay. And because of that, Turning Point USA announced that they would produce an alternative, quote unquote, all-American Super Bowl halftime show. And President Trump tweeted they had very
actually it wasn't that he wears dresses and drag. That wasn't it. It was that he's made very and it's interesting that, again, I think you can make the argument about his dress. Sure. No argument there. However, if I remember it correctly, a lot of it was about the wholeness of him as a character. A lot of people are like, we don't know who Bad Bunny is. Yeah. We don't know any Bad Bunny songs. We don't know what he says because he only speaks in Spanish and all his music is in Spanish. And then, of course, those are some things that really stood out. It wasn't just that he dresses in drag. Now,
and
I do think, go ahead.
I saw a clip on X where they interviewed several football players and they were asking them to tell them their favorite Bad Bunny song. And none of them had a favorite. And most of them said, I don't listen to him because I never heard of him before now.
See, that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't just that he was in drag because most people didn't know about him to know that he had dressed in drag. Yeah. So it wasn't like people, I know about him, but I don't know anything about him. No, that wasn't the case. A lot of people became experts in Bad Bunny once he was announced to be the halftime. Right. But so I looked real quick and Turning Point USA announced in October that they were going to do this show. So they only had 4 months in order to pull this off. Okay. So just again to the point, it took y'all 4 months and y'all were able to bring in 5 million viewers, probably more if you really are honest. Wow. Imagine if you had a whole year to plan.
Yeah.
Imagine if your comment section was flooded with people that are showing support and saying, yo, I can get down with this. This wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
I can rock with this. Imagine that you got a whole year now. Because I bet you, just like the NFL was getting phone calls today, you know who else was probably getting phone calls?
TPUSA.
Turning Point USA. How may I help you?
Yeah.
They were getting calls too.
Yeah.
So, let's hear what the Wicked Witch of the West got to say.
People all across the political sphere on the Republican side were tweeting about, hey, turn your TV off. No, nobody turned their TV off. We can say no one did that. Actually, the numbers jumped. Okay, but this was their reason that they went into this. Now, Bad Bunny did not, in fact, wear a dress at the Super Bowl. He didn't, which, like I said, I'm very against that. I don't think we should be intentionally emasculating men. So that leaves us with Turning Point USA's performance. Now, we should be clear, it was a pre-record. Okay, so Bad Bunny was performing live, Turning Point USA pre-recorded, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And so they had time to edit and to present this. Now, I'm going to park aside the artists who actually performed. Kid Rock, Lee Brice. I actually want to be clear, I love Lee Brice's music. I went to a Lee Brice concert here in town. So this is not meant to be a commentary on them, but rather at the audacity of what Turning Point USA did as an organization. Turning Point USA is effective.
There you go. How dare they? Because again, she expected Turning Point to shrivel up and die.
Mm-hmm.
And Turning Point effectively told her, well, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We're good. So now she's got to notice they're pre-recorded. Candace, shh, thou dost protest too much.
Yeah.
Right. We don't, you protest a little bit too much, young lady. We know about pre-record. So that's it. So let's hear what she says, and she has the pros and cons. Let's hear.
Actively now running Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. Okay. No Democrat voted for Kamala Harris, voted for Biden. And then they just said, here, now you get Kamala and we're running her against Donald Trump. But Democrats had to accept that because the DNC machine just had so much money and they're like, we're just going to make her a thing. That's it. And they ignored the true metrics and just said, this is it. And then they acted aghast and shocked when Kamala Harris did not win. Turning Point USA now has so much money that they believe that similarly they can afford to outright purchase reality.
This woman, the amount of pocket watching, y'all put pocket watching in the chat. The amount of pocket watching that this woman does, because she talks about how much Turning Point has all the time. There's no way you can beat that. Like, she is incensed by the fact that people support Turning Point. And like I said already, Tanya, they just told her last night, we're not going anywhere.
Yep.
Now, if they had to cancel it or they had to fold up or something like that, then should have been good.
Mm-hmm.
She probably wouldn't have if they hadn't done anything yesterday, I don't think we would have this show today.
Yeah. She would have really taken the week off.
She would took the week off. Absolutely. No. This woman be walking. Man, she's I've never seen anybody so unhappy in my life.
Yeah.
Y'all, come on, let's go.
They want you to believe, this is unbelievable, I'm going to walk you through how absurd this is, that when they aired this halftime performance, 6 million concurrent viewers tuned in. Just so you understand what that means. 6 million people at the same time were watching this around the world. That's what concurrent viewership means. So they decided to tune in to this Super Bowl halftime performance. And I want you to listen to that straight from Andrew Colvette's mouth.
Okay, I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I think YouTube numbers are probably the most honest numbers, but they do boil slow. They do burn slow. And sometimes, like the amount of people watching this stream right now, when I end that stream, whenever I end it, there will be a number. That number will not, in 10 minutes, in 20 minutes, an hour later, that number will change. And it won't be because that many people are watching it. It does burn weird. That's just a YouTubeism. It is what it is. So for her to sit there and say that it's impossible for 6 million people around, and when you think about the world, That's kind of crazy work. Like she wants me to believe that it's impossible for 6 million people around the world to want to watch TPUSA. Why? Because won't 6 million people want to watch you, Candace? That's what it is. That's what the problem is. You just mad. You just mad, Candy. You need a hug, girl. You need a hug. Somebody needs to, maybe your husband need to give you a hug and pull the plug on your doggone laptop. You just bitter. You just mad that many people won't watch you. And I'm gonna tell you right now, she gonna lie and say that they are fudging the numbers. And I could quickly make the exact same assessment of her. I'm gonna let it play. I'm not gonna stop because I know my screen grab people are screen grabbing. So I'm gonna let it go. But please, let's see what she says.
Bring that clip in, Don, if you can.
Andrew, I watched your show. It was great. How did you do? Do you have a sense of how many people watched?
Yeah, it was kind of blew our minds actually a little bit, Brian. And we saw at one point across all the different social channels, we saw over 10 million concurrent views. So that was adding up all of Rumble and all of our partners just on the social side. So, and now the numbers keep trickling in. I mean, right now as I'm sitting here, YouTube's numbers keep updating. And so we're trying to put it all together. What I can safely say is that we are now over 20 million viewers across just social. So we haven't even gotten our partner broadcasters, their analytics. As you know, sometimes the ratings take a little while, but that's 20 million viewers. And we don't know how many people were gathered together, 3, 4, 10 in a room watching together. So we're going to try and put a final number on that when we can. What we can safely say is over 20 million Americans tuned in to the All-American Halftime Show tonight.
That's what he can safely say. Now, for people who have been on YouTube, YouTubers, so to speak, like myself, for more than 10 years, I was just in awe that they were going to try to sell this, that they were going to do what he did with his face and just lie and pretend that 6 million, I think he even at one point says 10 million, but he says 6 million concurrent viewers they had on YouTube alone. Okay. But if you know YouTube at all,
go ahead.
That's just not true on its face. It's actually, I laughed when I saw, I was like, this is actually crazy. I can't believe they're actually going to try to pull this off. And I'm going to walk you through this so you don't even have to have my background on YouTube to understand why this number is impossible. First and foremost, you can just do this test. What do we have? Right now, we have 95.
Okay. You know why she's about to read her you know why she's going to read how many people are watching her show?
So she can subtract numbers from TPUSA.
Well, no. You know why she's going to do that? She's going to do it so she can try to say that she's not pre-recorded. I keep telling people, she keeps doing things to try to prove that she's not pre-recorded. The problem is the number that she's going to give is not going to be right because I'm looking at her stream right here. There's more people than what she's about to say. So that's she's only giving up that she's only proving my point.
Okay. First and foremost, you can just do this test. What do we have? Right now, we have 95,000 people that are watching this show.
There's more than that already.
As soon as this show concludes, I want you to see how many views YouTube is going to instantly give it right away. It's probably going to be something like 200,000 to 300,000 views right away as it continues to tabulate. This is a screenshot of their viewership after 6 million people tuned in concurrently.
Hold on.
At the exact same time. So that was 6 million people watching, like we have 95,000 people watching right now on YouTube. As soon as they finish, look at that 5,839 views.
Okay. Do you see the problem on this? Like this is where the greed aspect, this is her Nebuchadnezzar type of moments. Do you see the problem with these numbers, y'all? Do you see it, Tanya?
Yeah.
What do you see? What's the problem?
So I'm looking at this. Now this has to only be from what, X maybe?
No, this is YouTube. That's a YouTube,
This is YouTube?
Yep,
Okay.
this is YouTube. Uh-huh.
And
Do you see the problem?
I can't see the exact number on there.
Let me see if I
I'm
can.
not wearing
I don't want
glasses.
to. No problem. So the number of views is 5,839.
Okay.
The number of likes is 667,000. And the number of comments is 175. Do you see what the problem is? The views don't match the thumbs up.
Exactly.
So therefore, and please understand, you have to have a physical touching of the button to get the thumbs up. So at least 600,000 people hit the thumbs up button.
Yep.
So that means that this number isn't boiled. I told you, it takes a while sometimes for the YouTube. This number right here will have you depressed.
Yeah.
Okay. There have been many a night I'm looking at these YouTube numbers. I'm like, Lord, I'm just gonna go to bed. I wake up in the morning like, oh, hallelujah, a new day is here. These numbers will have you absolutely depressed. But see, she doesn't know that because she wants y'all to look at TPUSA like they would literally scam YouTube. I pray that everybody lets YouTube know what she's saying.
With 175 comments, that is an impossible
No,
metric.
it's not.
But 667,000 likes. This is made up. But
it's
again,
not.
Like I said, maybe you're not familiar with how YouTube works, so allow me to present it to you another way, so you can really drill into your head how despicable this organization has become, and there's just no association with the truth. So I'm going to present to you now the official list of the top YouTube streams based off of concurrent viewership. We're going to go through this list so that you fully appreciate what you are being asked to believe. Everything is a rich man's trick. That's what's happening right now. This is the highest live concurrent viewers on YouTube. These were the events. Number one was in India. That is a nation of 1.5 billion people. They had a moon mission and 8 million people in India tuned into it. That is believable, okay? Turning Point wants you to believe that they're number 2 now, okay? The next 2 through 20 are all proper football, meaning soccer in America events. You can see it's the World Cup, it is the biggest sport in the world. And when people streamed it, it looks like the 2022 World Cup comes into the second spot, Brazil versus Croatia. When it was streamed on YouTube, 6.1 million people tuned in. Again, this is the biggest sport in the world, soccer. They're trying to tell us that football, which only has a hold in America, this is a sport literally for America, and then Turning Point USA comes and they divide the fans by saying, we're doing just a conservative halftime sport, so they even halved their potential to appeal to half of the football, people that are watching football. And then on top of that, the people who are divided because they just don't like what Turning Point USA has become since Charlie was assassinated, and that their loose relationship with the truth since Charlie was assassinated. They want you to believe that in spite of all of that, they are now, they're number 2. They broke the record. So bye-bye football around the world. It's now Turning Point USA. 6.
So, all right, there we go. Candace said it, man, Tanya. Candace said it. So it just can't be. I'm sorry. I can see 15 different problems with her logic there.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
This girl is delusional. She is delusional. And she, just listening to her, she would make you think that she knows more about YouTube numbers and how these things work than anybody else. That's the piece that really gets on my nerves about her. She knows so much more about everything than everybody else.
Everybody else. So I'm waiting to see how she explains how they did it in her mind, because I have a feeling that's how she bolsters her numbers. I don't believe her numbers are real. I'll be honest with you. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I stand that her show is pre-recorded. I stand by that. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Have her address the comment section in real time. And then we'll have a conversation. She has to do her live chat in real time.
She
won't.
does not do that.
Because she does it, because it's pre-recorded. It's pre-recorded. But back to the point. So she wants me to believe that TPUSA did that. But watch this. If they did that, that would be a problem with YouTube. And so those numbers would be those numbers would be scam numbers.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube will pull your channel. They'll delete your whole joint for that. So if your founder have been buying viewers or anything of that nature, they'll pull the plug on you.
Yeah.
So what you gonna say, Candace? I want to hear what you say.
6 million people turned in live to watch their Kid Rock and Lee Bryce, and there was a couple of other artists that were involved, pre-recorded performance. Okay.
Got to put that pre-recorded in there.
My understanding in looking at this is that this is it. They're gonna force Erica on us. Like I said, this is the Kamala thing. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it. We just got our hands up. We are literally victims here. They have the money, they have the power, and we're gonna shut up and we're gonna take it. And we're gonna have to accept this audacious polling. It's gonna be Andrew Colbert up on Fox News. Like, it's amazing. She is more popular than Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just the internet loves it. YouTube loves her, and we're amazed that we pulled this thing off. That's the vibe. Okay? We no longer live in a meritocracy. And Turning Point USA are effectively the righteous gemstones now. If you don't like Erica, then it's because you don't like Jesus. If you don't.
Okay, okay, I gotta stop there. I don't know who said that. I don't know who's saying what this woman is saying.
We know who's saying it. The person we're hearing saying it.
Right, that's it. That's who said it.
She hates Erica.
I no argument for me.
Jealous of Erica. Yeah.
Yeah. This is some wild work. All right, let's keep this game. Yeah, this is going to be wild. But I also want to point out something here. Notice she did not say anything good about TPUSA. She's literally only been dunking on them. She told you some good things about Bad Bunny and the official halftime show. She told you some cons.
Yeah.
She's only been telling us the cons. That they swindled the numbers. Now, she didn't say that they swindled the Super Bowl numbers by any chance. Nope. She didn't say that. But they only swindled this. Just something. And she also wanted to make sure that, hey, you know, they went up in viewership during the halftime show, not down, which I don't believe that's true. But I digress. All right, let's bring it back. Let's go. Shout out. Let's go.
Don't like what Turning Point's become. It's because you do not like Jesus. This is our new purchased reality. And I want to really drive this point home to you. I can't even think of how many times I could underscore how absurd what they presented here is. And as a YouTuber, this offends me. People who actually put in hard work, try to produce a show, you should be offended by this. Okay. I would guess that the most authentically watched event for Turning Point USA's YouTube page happened right after Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Remember, Erica first addressed the nation, and she did this in Charlie's studio. Everyone was rooting for her in this moment, waiting to see what she was going to say as the widow. If you go online right now, her address as a widow to the nation has 4.1 million views on Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel. It also has 36,000 comments. Okay, so 4 million views, 36,000 comments. If you know YouTube, that's right. They didn't fake that. That's real. I want you to compare that to the Turning Point halftime show, which, just like Biden's votes in 2020 when we slept, a bunch of more views came in on YouTube. They were like, people were like, I love it even more in the middle of the night. That now has over 20 million views. And yet, only 46,000 comments. It's impossible. It's literally made up. Like I said, you know that the Erica address is an authentic representation of views because of the views to comments ratio. I'll give you an example. My last episode, The Letter to Erica on YouTube, that got 3.1 million views. It has 28,000 comments. So almost too close for a 20 million view video. Now, why does this actually matter? Why am I spending time speaking?
Because you're a nasty, wicked woman.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this real quick. Okay, this is not a trick question. Where do most people watch the Super Bowl? Where in their homes or their domiciles? Where do most people watch the Super Bowl?
In the living room, in the family room, in the
living room, in the family room, right?
Where you can hold more people, yeah.
Right. And that's probably where the big TV is, that's where the projector is, whatever like that. Most people have complained, and I've complained about it, that when you watch TV or watch YouTube on the big screen, it's almost impossible to hit the like button.
Yeah.
So if I'm watching it on my big screen in my living room, guess what I'm doing? I'm just watching it. I'm not going to hit the like button because I can't hit the like button. I can't comment. Now, I might jump on my phone and maybe comment. I've had tons of people say that. Hey, I'm watching it on my TV, but I want to comment. Or I'm watching on my TV, I want to hit the like button. Because I'll be asking people to hit that like button, help a brother out, right? Yeah. So the idea is, now, what was Erica's address? That was something different. I might not have put that on the big screen. You probably watched that on your phone. And you probably were okay with hitting the like button. See, but this is the thing, because Candace doesn't extend grace, you have to be the worst people on the planet. You got to be. So so now you cheating on YouTube. You're cheating on your taxes. You're cheating on the double stars at Starbucks. Everything. You're just dirty. You're just low down dirty, good for nothing. No matter what, you just low down. You're cheating all the time. You don't even rewind your DVDs. I mean your CDs and DVR. What are those things called? VCRs. We take them back to Blockbuster. Nothing. They're just terrible people. They're horrible. They be parked in the handicap spot at the Walmart. They're just terrible. And no matter what. So that's all she's doing.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. Oh my gosh.
To you about this because it is such a perfect analogy for what this organization has become. Wealthy, corrupt, and dishonest. Just to our faces. It is to me so reminiscent of everything Tucker said when he got onto stage at SAS, when the Jewish donors got angry, when he questioned exactly where this money is coming from, how these people are becoming billionaires. People that are not impressive, that are not smart, are suddenly, we just learned that they're billionaires. Money is being thrown at them. And there are people who are smarter than them, who work harder than them. And he is essentially saying, we no longer live in a meritocracy. This is just a fiction, a total fiction. And I also want to stress here that what upsets me about it is it's exactly everything that Charlie Kirk hated. When we were hitting the ground, we were talking about the need for free markets. This is not an example of the free markets. This is an example of crony capitalism. It's crony capitalism. They're just, you're going to take it. This is what we're bigger than Cristiano Ronaldo. We don't know why. It's just, you had like Alex Clark shamelessly tweeting, everyone said we were over, but look at this. 100 million views. It's just fiction. So fiction that even Tyler Boyer, who happens to be a sexual deviant and also a committed homosexual part-time, is tweeting this out from Bad Bunny's performance. He actually tweeted this. Why is Turning Point USA, he wrote, why Turning Point USA ended up with one of the largest YouTube concurrent live streams in history tonight. And he shows something that he probably likes, if I'm guessing, this moment of two men dancing on each other. And of all people to tweet this, it's Tyler Boyer. It is Tyler Boyer. Everything is fake. A lot of it is gay. These, again, are the righteous gemstones. And we are looking at, to me, fake Christianity. It's like Christianity Inc.
Wow.
Which brings us back to Fort Huachuca, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. No. Man, thank you, CR, with the $100 super. Just want to say thank you. I actually used to believe her. She's going to fall hard. Y'all flood CR in the chat. You are the stream sponsor. My gosh. I don't know how we done got back to Fort Hakatua, but my gosh, in the morning, we are back. Hakatua's back, y'all. How's that a thing? Please, Tanya, help me out. How did we get here?
Like I said, that girl is delusional.
She is full of hate.
She needs some help. She desperately needs some help. She needs therapy.
She needs Jesus. I don't care about no therapy. She needs Jesus.
Well,
she's just so like she's just so hateful. It's crazy, and it's funny. And
she needs Jesus.
Look, I could be wrong about her hatefulness, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Why does she keep bringing up Alex Clark? Why does she bring up Alex Clark? Because she hates Alex Clark. She does not like Alex Clark. Alex Clark, salts her grits, so to speak, and she's mad about it. So the fact that Alex Clark was the one that tweeted that out, oh man, she's fit to be tied. She's fit to be tied about that.
Yeah,
man. All right, let's get done because I'm not gonna be here all night with this one. I did not expect her to. I didn't expect her to be streaming, man. I'm mad. Woo, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Let's go.
Mitch Snow, the man who had to deal with the full brunt of Andrew and Erica's PR machine. They were digging up his past, claiming that he was a habitual liar. Mitch was certain. He was certain, and I want to be clear, he also hasn't moved his story since, not 1 inch. He was certain that he saw Erica Kirk on the evening of the 8th at Fort Huachuca, leaving a hotel with a Cabot Phillips lookalike. He has not adapted that story, despite the undue harassment that he received. In particular, after seeing Erica on the evening of the 8th, he claims that he stumbled upon what appeared to him to be the conclusion of a military briefing right before mission, taking place in a borrowed building site for the Joint Task Force, the Southern Border Unit. And he was a border unit, and he was surprised. He saw a guy wearing the JTF thing. I think he said it was JTF 10, the 10th Mountain Brigade. He's like, oh, where are you guys? I thought this was like disbanded. I used to be on this same task force, Southern Border. And they're like, no, actually, we're in this building. And you should know that that joint task force initially was formed in Tucson, Arizona. Well, here is a rather explosive lead. And I'm going to say this is a lead. I'm going to cage this. It's a possibility that this does not pan out. But I'm putting this out here because I'd like.
But then why do it if you haven't already checked? So what she's saying is she hasn't vetted it. What she's saying, Tanya, is I just want to sullen your name. I just want to say something bad, but I don't know if it's true what I'm going to say about Tanya, but I'm going to say something bad about her, and then I'm never going to come back. I'm never going to come back and say anything else. Have mercy. Oh, my gosh.
Like a confirmation one way or the other. Last week, we introduced you guys to Tracy Martin. Remember, Tracy Martin is Erica's best friend for over 15 years. How close are Erica and Tracy? They've done everything together. Tracy says from Romanian Angels. Erica modeled for her clothing brands. All of it. These two and their families are close. She's also close to Lori, and she's close to Erica's stepfather's family, if pictures are telling us the right story. And I told you guys last week that I was having trouble learning anything about Tracy's husband, a man named Thomas Martin. It was unusual to me. He's got quite a build. He looks kind of military-esque to me, but they are also involved in fitness. They ran gyms. Well, we received this interesting tip, and I'm going to again stress that it is just a tip at this moment, but it's potentially explosive.
What does a tip mean? What's the tip mean?
That means she doesn't have any facts. This is rumor, speculation, and she's out here spreading it in these streets.
Just straight gossip. I'm about to gossip.
That's all it is.
I'm about to gossip, y'all, and I'm gonna sullen her name, but I'm gonna just throw it. I'm gonna just do this. This woman is evil.
There is a director of U.S. Border Patrol, also chief of staff of the Southern Command in Tucson, named Thomas Martin. He's been based in Tucson, Arizona since at least the 80s when he was just an agent down at the border, and he has steadily climbed up the ladder. But this particular Thomas Martin has gone through great lengths to completely wipe his public presence. I'm going to show you what's left of the LinkedIn link. You can actually click it. You can see it says Thomas Martin, Director, U.S. Border Patrol, experience, location, Greater Tucson area. Okay, we click that. That just is disappeared. Okay. Same, looking at Zoom info, we were again able to find this sort of relic. We found that he was Deputy Chief Patrol Agent at the Department of Homeland Security. The Department of Homeland Security, for which we know Erica Kirk's mother also is involved, extensive contracts with the Department of Homeland Security. It says that he's been in Customs and Border Protection for 9 years. I'm assuming that's going to continue with the Department of Homeland Security. But again, we don't know because this has been wiped. Okay. And so I started crawling through some newspapers, trying to find this person's face. Interestingly enough, we know, like I said, he's been stationed in Tucson, Arizona.
So I would love to know, Tanya, what do you think this has to do with Charlie Kirk's death?
This has absolutely nothing to do with his death. But let me say this.
Go ahead.
Because I'm thinking about this as I'm listening to her drag Erica's best friend into this. So basically, nobody is safe. If you know Erica in any form, you are subject to Candace's wrath.
That's crazy work. And what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah.
What does this got to do with anything? That's crazy. That is insane. But she gonna keep going, so let's let her go.
That Thomas Martin on Border Patrol at least since 1985. We know this because he was actually mentioned in a lawsuit as a young agent, and the content of this lawsuit is impressive. This is an old newspaper article, again, from October 21st, 1985. It appeared in the Times-Union, and it says the sanctuary movement is on trial. It tells us the story of this guy who picked up a hitchhiker, and there a movement was born, and to begin smuggling humans across the border and hiding them into churches. I kid you not. I kid you not. It tells us that these pastors, as well as priests, were working together. Southside Presbyterian Church, 2 Roman Catholic priests, a nun, and 6 church lay workers were all going on trial in Tucson for concealing illegal aliens. And this nice mention that we get of Thomas Martin, we learn that Agent Thomas Martin of the Border Patrol was writing to his superiors. Essentially, the argument that he's making is we shouldn't invade these churches, because then it's going to become a talking point that, oh, look at the big bad, ICE agents that are invading churches, and we shouldn't do that. So I'm going to direct quote, because he testified. And
So does she know that this is the husband of the woman that she's trying to drag? She doesn't know that. She doesn't know that this is the husband or not.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a talk. Now, and before you jump and say that, oh, Jason, you just being mean, remember what she did with that senator that allegedly Mitch Snow saw. And he was in D.C. He was not there. And Mitch Snow was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the man that she listed last week? She just named the guy's name out there, and she had mispronounced it or misspelled it or whatever. It wasn't the guy. So she has a pretty nice track record of being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, we can bring up Egyptian planes if we want to talk about something that she did wrong. But why are you believing her? Why do you believe her? So This is great. And of course, throwing ice into the thing. Why? Because it's in the conversation.
Yeah.
he said, he wrote to his superiors, quote, "A ploy is going to be border patrol baiting in order to demonstrate to the public that the U.S. government thinks nothing of breaking down the doors of their churches to drag Jesus Christ out to be tortured and murdered." So he's saying, if we do this, it's going to be, if I'm to understand this, it's going to be a talking point. So he's making the argument that we shouldn't do it, or it's going to be a talking point. Again, where is this Thomas Martin? And I want to be clear, because you guys send tips, this is not Thomas G. Martin. If you're doing a basic search and finding another Thomas Martin who works in Border Patrol up in Buffalo, New York, his name is Thomas G. Martin. That is not the same Thomas Martin that has been in Tucson. We've obviously already investigated the obvious lead there. Please do not send us any tips about Buffalo, New York, and the other Thomas Martin. But regarding this one, please do send us tips to more tips, at CandaceOwens.com, because we'd like to know, maybe somebody worked with this Thomas Martin. Again, we know that he's been living in the Tucson area for decades, at least up until 2011. I can find a record of him working with the Southern Command, and that is interesting. Lastly, I've also received a solid tip, and this is shocking, that Tracy's daughter is actually Erica's assistant. I'll put an allegedly there, because we've got to confirm that information. But the source knows these people.
Of course the source knows.
And remarkably, this is the shocking part, and this I don't have to put in allegedly, because I have text messages from September 11th. Tracy told friends that her daughter, possibly Erica's assistant, was supposed to be at UVU on September 10th, but Tracy had a bad feeling about it. Wait, Erica's best friend had a bad feeling about what was going to happen on September 10th? Yep. And so she stopped her daughter, Erica's assistant, from going. Tracy had a divine intuition that her daughter should not go to UVU, but she didn't share that with Erica about maybe she should have said her husband shouldn't have gone to UVU. Maybe if you would share that, if it's your best friend, maybe did Erica?
I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to just say that this whole story is made up, unless Candace gives real proof and evidence that people can see. Because you do realize that nothing that we know has been corroborated by anything hard facts. Like, again, that newspaper article, we don't know that that's the husband.
Yeah.
We don't know that. In this whole conversation, we don't know that anybody said this. She just says, we have the text messages. We don't have them. Like, put them on the screen.
And she never, I was just going to say, she never shows them.
No, you're just saying that. We don't have them. And see, the problem is Cantifa will believe, this is a problem that they have. They will sit here and come over here on the Lord's internet and say, well, Candace shows facts. And I'm like, well, what did she show? Well, she said this, that, and the third. Well, what did she show is my question I ask. They won't do that. And that's y'all fault. That's your fault for allowing her to do that. I'm just going to say it. I know you don't like it, but get over it. All right, let's go. Good gracious.
Talk to her alleged assistant about that. Hey, maybe we shouldn't go. My mom's saying I shouldn't go. She's a bad feeling something bad's going to happen. And then something bad does happen. And it's like, thank God Tracy didn't send her daughter because she had a bad intuition. But did she share that with Erica? Does that sound right to you guys? Is that tracking for you guys at all? Look, I don't know what's going on. I don't have an opinion on it. I know that it is not what they are telling us is going on. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And we'll take a quick break and be back after some sponsors.
Because we got to get the sponsors. We got to do the sponsors. We got to do the sponsors.
You know what? And that's downright cruel what she just said about the friend. That's just cruel. Yeah, she's almost making it sound like that if the friend had said something to Erica, then maybe, things would have been different. I just can't with her sometimes.
Anytimes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, SC Dog. Chris Stapleton sang the national anthem a few years ago and had a lot of people wanting more. Where's his halftime performance opportunity? There we go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much for the 10. I think it's more malicious than that. She sees money opportunities to make because it's the top thing right now. Side note, the YouTube autocorrect is bugging out. Is it really? YouTube stay bugging out. I love YouTube, but man, they stay in a constant state of bug out. Her Spanish is horrible. I think her life
English is horrible.
Her English is horrible too. Shout out. Thank you for the 2. What do you say, Mike, with the 5? What did she say? Everyone should speak English. How intolerant. Wonder if the left will trash her over that statement. That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I think because they won't trash her, I think that's a great indicator of where she lands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because most people say, well, left-leaning or right-leaning, rather, conservative podcaster Candace Owens said this. If they don't call her out about that, I think that's probably why. Amethyst says this, BB is Puerto Rican. He's an American. In my opinion, he's a domestic menace. Alphabet, non-English speaking rebel, crude, and he can't sing. Auto-tune performer. Thank you, love, for the 5. Thank you so much. All right, what did we say here, Gab, with the 2? I watched the numbers climb live yesterday. Truth. Like, the problem is Candace knows that her numbers, we can make the argument that her numbers are fake.
Mm-hmm.
And I could probably show you why I come to that place. So she does protest too much.
Yeah.
Like, she needs to lay low, but let her keep crashing and burning. Thank you so much for the 2. Thought this Candace free live feed. She's here. Oh, come on. Like,
see how you drew us in, Jason?
See, I tricked you. It was a trick. It was a trick. The bunny boiler is crashing out. MT said, thank you for the 2. That's funny. The bunny boiler, Bad Bunny. Okay, never mind. All right. Psycho Bunny. All right. What did we say here with the 5? Even Milo admitted he got it wrong, but she's still pushing it. That is true. Milo, whatever his name is, he was the one that did that screenshot that she was looking at. Mm-hmm. And then the numbers did start percolating. But Candace doesn't care. Candace will show, look, she'll show some numbers from 10 years ago if she could get away with it. If she could, she would get away. Look, she is going to do whatever she can to drag these people. I mean, she's literally put out this man's name and told her sycophants to go search him up.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy work.
Yeah.
She can only convince her small audience, not the millions more that watch the event. Thank you, Greg, with the 5. This is where the jealousy seeps in. This is where the envy, the green-eyed monster, enters the chat because she's mad she can't do this. I'm going to say it again. I guarantee you, if Candace tried to do her own speaking event, it would be a disaster.
A disaster.
Yep. She needed Turning Point. She needed Daily Wire or PragerU to push her out there. Because if she just did it on her own, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't happen. That's why she's crashing out about Australia. Because I'm going to be honest with you. There's some problems with that Australia, in my opinion. But the idea of her coming, and why is she worried about doing it in Australia and getting banned in Australia, and she doesn't do it here in the United States? That's the question that you should be asking. And I don't think there's a good answer. Those were before the show even started. Read the screen thoroughly. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that. That might be what Milo was talking about. Shout out for sure. Thank you, Amethyst. MT says this was the 5. She's chronically online and thinks she's bigger than she is. That's going to be a problem. Thought she thought her SSRI wine moms represent America. Listen to the speed of her voice. It's crack. Now, I was speeding it up to kind of get through the show, but I did slow it. I went back to normal speed, so for sure. And again, thank you so much, CR, for being the stream sponsor. Thank you so much. All right, what does MT say again? This is such a debacle for her. The fake laugh. She's a Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction, and TPUSA is the bunny. She didn't turn the temp high enough. There we go. And the bunny got out. The bunny got away from her.
Yeah.
All right, let's see right here. Gab says this with the 2. But she's the number 1 podcast in the world. Sick jealousy. Which you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Why did she not mention that? Why didn't she mention like, hey, I know I'm the number 1 podcaster? Well, that's a great point. Why didn't she bring that up?
Yeah.
Susie said this with the 5. We need to start calling her Lemon Drop because she is a bitter candy.
Bitter candy.
I love it.
That's a good one.
I like that one. I like it. Yeah, she's bitter for sure. And then thank you again for the 2. You're right. Tell Candace Owens we don't watch Super Bowl on phone. Like nobody's watching on the phone.
No.
But I think I watched Erica's. I don't remember, so I'm gonna say I probably watched it in here in my studio, but I do remember watching part of it on my phone. So I don't remember if I watched it all in here, then went in the kitchen and did something else I was doing. But I did start watching on my phone. That's all I'm trying to say. So I think it's different experience with what I don't need to watch you. Maybe I think I did stream it. I do think I did watch it in here. I don't need to watch you on that, but the Super Bowl, you're going to watch that. You want to see it on the biggest screen possible.
Yeah, exactly.
I personally
Any game.
commented. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I personally commented on her show the first or second time she talked bad about dispensationalism, and she responded live on the same show. Okay. The Christian mindset, I'll take that. If that really happened, then I ain't got, I'll take it.
Yeah.
If you happen to remember the show, that'd be great. I would love to check it out. Thank you so for the love of Jesus with the 2. LOL, Candace. If they cheated, so do you. I love it.
Well, hold on,
All right,
Jason. I got to plug in.
Yeah. No problem. No problem, friend. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring back in Lady Candace. Let me bring her back in so we can keep this game going. I did not expect her to be going live. She told me she wasn't going live. She said she wasn't going to go live. And now look, she's doing it live. So let's go. Shout out to the best live chat. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear. It's muted. There we go.
Quietly working on to confirm the date for. I'm just going to throw this in here on that same topic. I had mentioned to you guys a while ago that on June 19th, Erica purged her Instagram of a lot of pictures, 126 posts she deleted. And I had wondered what drove that. Why would you delete 126 posts off of your Instagram page? And when I did my master timeline, I realized that this was the time when things were really heating up with Israel and Iran. I had mentioned that to you in the past, and I had wondered to myself if she had moved to do that after Charlie beat Bibi Netanyahu in a debate and all of his Zionist thugs at the White House, and he had convinced Trump that he should have just a limited military limited military operation in Iran, which ended up being Operation Midnight Hammer. Well, I can now confirm that the date that Charlie went into the White House and went up like toe to toe with Bibi Netanyahu and his thugs who wanted more action in Iran, and he won, was on June 18th. So to make that very clear, on June 18th, Charlie goes head to head with the Zionists and Bibi Netanyahu, who are trying to convince Trump that there needs to be more more action in Iran that America should get behind. Obviously, Charlie's in there showing like the base is going to hate this. Don't do that. That's a very bad idea. And Charlie wins. Tucker spoke about that. You can go find the clips of Tucker speaking about the fact that Charlie spoke up for America, really spoke up for Americans and said, don't do this. You know, you promised no wars. Keep this as a limited operation. That's June 18th. The very next day on June 19th, Erica purges her Instagram. She deletes 126 posts. I had wondered if that was the way it went, that Charlie pissed off BB and then Erica purged her Instagram. I don't know what to make of that, but I wanted to give you guys that data point, which is from our master timeline.
But it's irrelevant. This is the thing. Like, Cantifa, y'all come up here. Make sure y'all get up here to the front of the church. She thinks y'all are dumb. She just puts something out there, throws something out there for y'all to run with.
Mm-hmm.
She cleaned her social media. What's that got to do with anything? And she just thinks that y'all are dumb and y'all are going to go ahead and make something out of it that truly there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And the problem is she should have just gone and took today off. I'll be honest with you. I'm really praying silently that she says that she's not going to be the rest of the week, because I really don't want to deal with her the rest of the week. But I mean, I just want again, like, it's just dumb to watch, man. It's dumb to watch. And I know somebody will say, well, why are you watching it? Because you're watching me. That's why. That's why. Because you're here. If you leave, then I will still be here. So go kick it.
Okay, switching gears here, not entirely.
What was the purpose of that?
Something else that's on our master timeline is, of course, this Hamptons thing, which it was so strange. There were so many lies that came out of this. Me, also credit to Max Blumenthal, broke this story that Charlie had this, as we had described it, a very heated confrontation, and he was being pushed by Zionists about his shifting support for Israel. They all came out and gave these clean, buttoned-up statements saying that.
So I really believe what's happening is she's trying to really rally her base, because she realizes that they're not rocking with her stories.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing the problems with what she's been saying. Now, they're not giving her the business of like leaving, but they do recognize, like, hey, you're saying, that's why she keeps coming back to this Hampton thing. She's going to just talk. I guarantee you she's going to just talk. There will be nothing shared that is profound. And you can say I'm wrong, but I'm going to ask you a question. What did she show you about those 120 Instagram posts that Erica allegedly deleted?
Yeah, I was just gonna say she's already proven your point.
Yep, like she's just gonna talk. To be honest with you, I think that's because she wasn't supposed to be here today, and she knows she don't have anything to talk about. She just running the clock down. She just running the shot clock.
Wasn't true. It described it as, it was just like, tossing some ideas to him. And Charlie said, well, it was just like a spirited debate, they said. And I said, no. Max Blumenthal said no as well. That's not what went down in the Hamptons. No, they were pressing Charlie. He was stressed out by it, and things got heated. He was being yelled at. They always disputed this narrative. Well, enter in this hero, Carrie Prejean Bowler. And she is Catholic. I'm going to state that because it's just Catholic ganging right now. This morning, there was a Religious Liberty Commission hearing on anti-Semitism, and Seth Dillon gets up there of the Babylon Bee. He was the chief. Him and Natasha were the chiefs of pressing Charlie in the Hamptons. Okay. And Seth Dillon's just supposed to be the funny guy testifying from the Babylon Bee about the rise of anti-Semitism and what are we going to do? And Carrie took it as an opportunity, since he's under oath. When you testify, you're actually under oath, to ask him about a variety of topics. First and foremost, she presses him because he was also one of the chiefs of Christ is King is anti-Semitic, and she questions him on that perspective. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
On their social media platform, would you label that an anti-Semitic if you're looking into the context of what they're saying, or if they just say it, Christ is King? Like,
it could be.
Why
You
are we
have
analyzing
to
that?
look at the context. Yeah.
But I would say that's anti-Christian if you're analyzing why I'm saying Christ is King.
No, saying the phrase Jesus Christ is not taking the Lord's name in vain unless you're doing it in a certain context, right? There's context matters.
Yeah, so going back to Candace Owens,
yeah.
when she worked for Daily Wire, your friend Ben fired her because she said Christ is king.
And I never said that what she said was anti-Semitic.
Okay, but you're calling her an anti-Semite.
Oh, yes, because she said way worse than that.
Okay, let's move on because everyone seems to be obsessed
Well-
with Candace. My last question, why were you at the Hamptons?
Can you just real quick?
Why were you at the Hamptons?
Do you think that anything Candace has said is anti-Semitic?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Nothing, ever. That's interesting.
Okay.
I mean, I listen to her daily.
You should
and
look up more of
I haven't
her
heard one
statements.
thing out of her mouth that I would say is anti-Semitic.
That sounds so much like Megyn Kelly, and the fact that she's blonde and kind of looks like Megan is staggering. Like that sounds like Megan all day. That's exactly what Megan said. And I'm sorry, Seth, and I don't. Seth is Jewish. Am I right? Do you know?
I don't know.
I think he is. My point is, why not tell her? Well, he probably wouldn't make this argument. I would make the argument that people are saying Christ is king. The reason it's anti-Semitic is because the people that are saying Christ is king, Christ is not their king. There's the problem. They're just making it. They're doing it to spite somebody.
Yeah.
That's it. It is just like Big Mama at Thanksgiving saying, baby, where your husband at? And you know that they dealing with something. That's all it is. It's just being messy. That's all it is. And so no, it's the exact same thing. Like, baby, go get your uncle some food. Oh, that's right. He ain't even here. She being messy.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And I'm sorry, I wish she would ask me that question. I'll tell her.
It's just dripping off of him, like the evil, the dishonesty. He then goes on to say a bunch of things that I never, ever, ever said, of course, because they have to just make things up. And
What are
he's
the
like, no,
things?
She now says outwardly what she thinks about Jews, and there's no separation between Zionists and Jews. Yes, there is. Half the time I'm attacking these Christian Zionists for the exact same reason, where they're trying to sell to us racial.
Why don't you show us what he said?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go back and run it back and find it. That's just adorable that she doesn't show you what he said. Oh my gosh. Okay. I've been trying not to screenshot, but this one right here has got to be screenshotted. Okay. I'm sorry.
Supremacy, which is really just Israeli supremacy, right? And telling us that if we don't worship Israel, it's problematic. And gratefully, she gets up and she calls him on that. She's like, what are you even speaking about? And so then she, as you see, she's kind of setting the groundwork for her. She decides to move to the topic of the Hamptons. And here is what Seth Dillon had to say.
The Hamptons meeting was a retreat called by Charlie. It was. I don't know if many of you are familiar with this. I'll give you a little context, but there was a claim that was made that an intervention was staged with Charlie, where people pulled him into a room in a very aggressive manner, pressured and blackmailed him because they felt like he was straying away from his support for Israel. That was the claim. The Hamptons retreat, and that was the Hamptons retreat was characterized that way. It was not like that. There were about 30 people there, handpicked and invited by Charlie personally. He brought us there. He stood at the front of the room with a microphone throughout the thing. The theme of it was Save the West. His primary focus was on the threat of Islam, the problem of Islam. There was heated and spirited debate about the issue of Israel in the room, but it was debate that Charlie himself initiated, and he wanted to hear different perspectives on it. And so we voiced a lot of our perspectives. One of the things that I disagreed with him on was he said that, you know, if you're not sufficiently supportive of Israel, it can be really ruinous for you in a position like his.
Yeah.
If you criticize Israel at all, they'll try to, denigrate you and destroy you and call you names, call you anti-Semitic, etc. And it can ruin you. And I said, yeah, certainly that's true, but it can also be very costly to stand up to those people. And I gave the example of my own experience where I criticized I criticized the critics of Israel, and they tried to destroy me. And so, we can all, whine and cry about the consequences of what might happen if we say certain things, but everybody has a right to give their opinion and say what they think. So there was back and forth like that, but there were many people that came out and made statements afterwards that it was completely mischaracterized, and that was really evil what she did. To lie about a situation like that and try to portray it as though the Jews were trying to blackmail Charlie. That resulted in death threats.
She never said
She
that.
absolutely said that.
No, she didn't.
She put my face on a movie poster for I Know What You Did Last Summer, suggesting that I had a role in his murder. like I played a role in his murder. That's why someone tried to kill me and my family and got arrested in Texas.
Okay, so before. Okay, go ahead, Tanya. You about to say something?
She's blamed everybody for Charlie's murder. So
Everybody.
it's not hard to believe that she blames Seth. Come on, man. What's wrong with that lady?
Watch this. Okay, I just want to know: is she gonna mention that she had a death threat from the French?
Yeah,
I just want to see. I wanted to see if she, because I got my banner right here, y'all. I haven't used it in a while. I got dusted off. All right. All right. I'm ready. I'm gonna take it down if she says anything, y'all. Okay. If she says something, I'm taking it down. All right. Here we go.
I just love Zionists. No matter what, they can be a victim. She put my name on it. She put my face in a thumbnail of I know what you did last summer. An objectively hilarious thing that I did. Go me. That is fantastic. And he wants us to think that it almost led to his murder. They're just such criminals. They mass murder children overseas and defend it and explain it away. Zionists, that's actually what's happening. And then you put them on a little thumbnail poster, as in I know what you did last summer, because that's punny. Okay? It is. And we're speaking about the Hamptons. And now he's like, I almost got killed. I almost died. It's so not okay. It's evil. No, what's evil is you lied. And now you're adjusting your story. Everybody go back and watch the clips of them discussing what happened in the Hamptons. And she is correct. I never said that he was blackmailed. Charlie described what happened in the Hamptons as he was being morally blackmailed. And by the way, you can find clips of Charlie speaking about how he felt that he was being morally blackmailed over his position on Israel. Those are Charlie's words, not mine. And he felt he was being morally blackmailed because of what Seth Dillon did. So first, Seth Dillon's.
Why don't you put it on the screen then?
Mm-hmm.
I love how she says you can go find him. That would be bombshell. That would. Why are you not showing that? You should have been lining them jokers up. Bam, 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 bam. But you don't. You want me to go do the homework. Why do I need to do your work?
Exactly. If you can do it, so can she.
Right. If I could do it, then you could have done it.
Yep.
And if you're saying it exists, then you probably know the best example. Because she said clips, plural. But you probably can find, you already know. Candace, you probably already know the best one. Why don't you show it? Just something to think about.
Perspective was it was just a nice, lovely, spirited debate. Now he's changing this and he admits that it got heated. Oh, where was that? Why couldn't you acknowledge that it got heated before, Seth? When we were saying that was true and that's what happened. And by the way, they never want to touch the facts, even when they all came out, these carefully orchestrated legal type statements to be like, oh, nothing happened in the Hamptons. No one even wanted to touch the fact that Bibi Netanyahu called, which I told you happened. Everything I said was true. It got heated.
But it wasn't.
Charlie was being pressed. He was so stressed about what happened in the Hamptons that it spilled over into his conversation with Megyn Kelly. Kudos to Megyn for telling the truth about how he was feeling. Kudos to Tucker Carlson for telling the truth about how he was feeling. They were just, oh no, they told us Charlie never even flinched on Israel. Now he's saying it got heated. Well, why would it get heated? Was this a mock debate as they tried to present it? Like, it was, why would it get heated? If Charlie's position was not shifting, why would it get heated? Can somebody explain that?
Does she ever make room for the idea that heated is a objective or rather subjective term?
Yeah.
And being able to say something was a heated discussion, depending on your ethnicity, the heated discussion could be chairs flying or it could be just voices getting raised.
Exactly.
It just depends. It depends. So again, like, what does this mean? Like, she's going to try her very best, even though we know that Charlie spoke against Islam. They're not going to catch any smoke. We know Charlie Kirk spoke down against the Alphabet Mafia. They're not going to get any. Antifa, none at all. The left, none at all. She really wants us to believe that people that benefited the most from Charlie Kirk's life wanted to end his life. And the people who benefited the most from his deletion didn't do it. That's what she wants you to believe if you are a Cantifa supporter. She wants you to believe that the right benefited more than the left.
Yeah.
That's what she wants you to believe. You put that in your pipe and you smoke it and you make that work because that's stupid.
Yep.
That to me. If he just got heated about how much he loved Israel in the room. He's like, I'm just so angry that people don't get how much I love it. I love it. And Seth was like, I know. Ah! And they got angry and heated because they both just loved Israel. That's what they wanted us to believe. It is obnoxious. They lie, but they feel
So
nothing
are
when they
you.
lie. Okay? Just like Josh Hammer, that is Seth Dillon. They all lied about what happened in the Hamptons. It was heated. Charlie was pressed. I said that factually because I had eyewitness reports of exactly what happened.
Why don't you show us the eyewitness report?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, Cantifa, you're going to have to ask her to, okay, fine. So we can shut up the right. Show us this eyewitness report. Where did it come from? Who is it? And how did they convey that to you? That's what needs to happen. Because the right doesn't have a problem. What is it? Xavier and I think Riley Gaines and several other content creators have come out and said, look, I was there, and they gave their story.
Yeah.
But your people don't seem to want to come out and tell their story. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's keep this going. We're almost done. Praise the
And
Lord.
it is a fact. Bibi Netanyahu called. Erica says he didn't offer to take Turning Point to the next level. Okay, Erica. Andrew Colvett says that he did offer to take Turning Point to the next level, and now he wants to go back and not address that point again because everything I told you was true. Charlie said on Bibi Netanyahu, he didn't even want Bibi Netanyahu on his radio show. He was so done with Israel. Anybody care to fact check that? Did Bibi Netanyahu reach out to go on Charlie's podcast when he was doing the podcast rounds in July or August, whenever it was? The answer is, I'm telling the truth.
I got a question. When was the last time Charlie Kirk had Candace Owens on his podcast?
That's a good question.
Since they were such in love, they were best buds,
Yeah.
Tanya. Then can somebody show me when Candace Owens was on the Charlie Kirk podcast?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
And we can even move up. When was Charlie Kirk on this show?
Uh-huh.
When? If they were best buds and everything's fine and dandy, when was Charlie Kirk on the Candace Owens podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Not on the Daily Wires, not on PragerU's,
Mm-hmm.
but in this studio that we're on right now. When? That's my question. And when did he ever have Candace Owens on the Charlie Kirk podcast?
Yeah.
And I know somebody's going to shoot me an email or text or whatever. So if you do find it, please let me know.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where I'm going to be at right now. I'm going to say it was never.
Yeah.
But they were best friends. They were thick as thieves, Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
They were road dogs. They hung out.
Yeah.
She was a Mason and by the way, I heard her today. She fessed up that she was an employee and she was not a quote unquote founding member of TPUSA. But go ahead.
Ah.
I heard her today.
I was just going to say, too, that I've heard her talk more about her friendship with Kanye before Charlie's death than I did her talking about her friendship with Charlie.
I think maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something there. More tips at moretips.com or whatever. I don't know. Go buy a hoodie. Buy a hoodie.
Okay. I am telling the truth. And the only reason they are lying about this, in my view, is because you only lie when you have something to hide. And it feels like motive. It feels like motive. They're protecting Bibi and they're protecting this narrative because there's a motive. Otherwise, you just say, yeah, I got into an argument with him. Kind of sucked. I wish that wasn't the last time I saw him. If you were an honest person and you had nothing to hide, that's what you would say. I'd say, man, I really regret that those are my last words to him. Life is short. It was so stupid. I don't even really care about his opinion on Israel anymore, man. I just feel terrible. Nope. They all said, Candace is a liar. And now we're slowly getting the truth about what got heated, what they were discussing. Charlie feeling, as he even describes it, morally blackmailed, telling him that it's ruinous. If you say anything about Israel, it's suddenly ruinous to your career. And Seth was fired up. Not Josh Hammer, I will say. It wasn't Josh Hammer that got all fired up in that room. It was Seth. And Seth, you just look like a liar. So you know that you just like your whole presence there. If you guys go back and watch it, the way he's like stumbling over his word, he's just lying. He just is lying. And I like the nice little touch of the Babylon Bee, because now that we're getting into your true guiding theology, which is not Judaism, by the way, it makes perfect sense. You are not the funny guy at all. You are, in my view, completely unhinged, and you should feel remorse for what you put Charlie through in the end. You should have come online and had some sort of a conscience about telling the public lies about your last encounter with him. But of course you don't. That just kind of seems to be.
How about this, Candace? How about you show us your last interaction with Charlie Kirk, the very last interaction you had with Charlie Kirk? Whether it
That
be in
is what
DM,
I have wanted to see. I've wanted to see that since you started this.
yeah. So whether it be DMs or Instagram or Telegram, WhatsApp, iMessage, whatever, smoke signal. I want to know, when was the last time you had a communication with Charlie Kirk? I want to see that 3 days before and 3 days after. I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. So instead of Seth Dillon and all this, you pontificating about his last experience, what was yours? I think what we're hearing is the guilt that she knows that her last conversation with Charlie Kirk was, oh, F you, go block me, don't call me back anymore. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Like that was a bad, and I think the honorable thing is that I bet you TPUSA knows this as well. Erica probably knows this, that the last time they communicated, they had a falling out. Or the last time was just a happy birthday to your kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't this all fuddy-duddy, you my best, whatever. And she knows that.
Yeah.
And I think what she wants to do is try to sullen the poison the well, so that when Erica finally does come, drop the hammer, it turns into a little pebble breaker instead of the big giant sledgehammer that it should be. That's what I think.
But
okay,
Erica's got the phone.
Erica's got the phone and the iMessage. But and so that's why I don't think, because again, if Candace had a message from Charlie Kirk in 2024 talking about third eye astral projecting and how great Kanye is, like I know, we would have already seen it.
Yeah.
The fact that we get these weird messages about I'm a time traveler, you're an alien, and it's from 2018.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Just something to think about.
Yep.
The entire Zionist narrative these days. You guys do to others and then constantly pretend you are the victims, including of a poster. Hey, Seth, I know what you did last summer. Okay. We will be back after a brief break.
Oh, goodness gracious. Tanya, what you thinking so far? How you feeling about Lady Farmer?
I am telling you this. You have got a lot of patience. You got the patience of Joe.
I just think it's interesting. Thank you, friend.
There is no way I could have. I hang with you so I can hang with you. I could never just hang with her.
Man, I think it's just interesting. I think it's first of all, I think it's extremely fascinating to see how she twists and turns, because I do have a theory. Y'all know I like to come up with theories. And this is my theory, and y'all, I'm working this out. So I've worked this out in my mind. So let me real quick. We all saw Charlie Kirk be assassinated, and we saw him hit the ground. And I believe when he hit the ground, he and Candace Owens were not friends at all. They had cut ties, and he just didn't do what he should have done, which is publicly denounced her. But they were not friends.
Yeah.
She knows that she could jump into this as quick as possible and start to shift this narrative that, they're the best friends, and she knows all these ins and outs and all this stuff. And if you notice, a lot of her story is just she's just crafting it. There's no evidence to this.
Yeah.
Even in that open letter she did to Erica talking about them dating and all that kind of stuff, there was no proof of anything. She just was talking. And I really believe she wants to be the first one to tell the story so that everything else will have to line up with her story. Shout out to Bronson, a friend of the channel. He did a video today pointing out that, do you know who was the first one to tell the story about Charlie Kirk and the lights flickering? Do you know who that was?
I heard Erica tell that story recently. I don't know
Well,
who told that before her.
do you think? Well, let me ask a question. Do you think it was Erica or Candace was the first one to tell the story about um the lights flickering?
That's a good question.
At the current moment, and most people are putting it in the chat, it was Erica. Erica put that story out there.
Okay.
And then soon thereafter, who comes out here and tells the story about lights flickering and all that kind of stuff like that in the X-Men school?
Yeah.
Candace Owens.
Yeah. I heard
She
Erica
hijacked.
tell that story.
She told the story first. Now, the way she's telling it, again, it's got that wonky, whatever, electromagnetism foolishness in it, but it is what it is. I think people sometimes, and even when she's telling the story, you kind of, it's more of a cope, in my opinion. It's like she's trying to justify and make sense of a world that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so she says, go ahead.
And I was going to say, too, there is a clip out there that I've seen where Charlie was speaking somewhere and somebody mentioned something that Candace had said, and it must have been negative, and they told him that he should probably just cut ties with her. And he said, well, I don't agree with her on everything, but you can't tell me who to be friends with.
I know exactly.
So by virtue of that clip, that interaction, I think there was more to what happened between them than meets the eye.
Right. And again, I think, and I'll end on this, 'cause I want to come back and finish the show up so I can get her out of here. But I do think Charlie made a lot of mistakes. And sad to say, I think you can't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me.
Yeah.
Argumentation. That was a bad look.
Yeah.
That was a bad look. I'm 50 plus years old. My pastor is less old than that. And he can tell me things to do. He can tell me what's right. Or he can tell me something. And I'm like, okay, no problem, sir.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Again, my dad can tell me things to do. And he's older than me, of course. But the idea that, you can't tell me what to do is kind of wild work. And I do think that is an area that he fumbled in my opinion. Now watch. And the reason I say he fumbled in and is bad is because that's the exact same thing that Megyn Kelly said.
Yeah.
And we see where Megyn Kelly and her, you can't tell me what to do. It's a point of pride.
Yeah.
Look where it's got her now.
Yeah.
And it's not even like tell me what to do. It's just like, let me evaluate what you say, Tanya. I respect you as my peer here in this social media space. Let me hear what you got to say. Break it down to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but okay, let me think about it a little bit more. I'll get back with you.
Yeah.
At least, but not to say, well, Tanya, you can't speak to me because you ain't got nothing to say. I think that's what put us in this pickle that we're in now, in my opinion.
And it was a bad look, but the deeper issue for me is I think that there was something behind it. There had to have been something that happened between Charlie and Candace that fractured their friendship, or he would not have reacted that way.
Right.
So I don't think they were the best friends that she's been painting them to be all this time.
No question about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happened, Soulflower. That she wanted to get that story, she hijacked it. And again, shout out if the mods can make sure we drop Rage Bronson's video in there. And somebody asked for Tanya's YouTube channel. At the current moment, she is not on YouTube. But y'all stretch your hands toward the screen. Y'all stretch your hands toward
YouTube.
She's coming to YouTube, and
we're
gonna get her.
YouTube.
We're gonna get her on there. We're gonna get her on YouTube. But at the current moment, you can find her on Buy Me a Coffee. So thank you so much for dropping that in there, Tina. I appreciate you, friend. But okay, we're gonna get done. I'm gonna do my very best to not stop again. I'm gonna put myself in however many second time out, and we're just gonna let it go. Let's get it done. It's muted.
On the website, if you would like to know why Emmanuel Macron is gay, you can certainly find that new merch available on the website to support our memes. I don't know what is wrong with TikTokers. You're very funny, but you're bad, and you're the reason Israel's taking over TikTok. I want you to know that it's your fault. Top comment from last episode regarding that episode is when they planned this, they did not plan on Candace. Yeah, I don't think evil ever plans on goodness or anything that's genuine. And my relationship with Charlie was genuine. I knew who he was and who his faults were. And he was just like a kid brother, that's all I can say, who annoyed me in many ways. And I'm sure I annoyed him in many ways. But he did not deserve that ending. GN2.
Do you have a kid brother, Tanya? Do you have siblings?
I do.
A
brother
you
and
have
a
younger,
sister.
younger or older?
They're both younger.
They're younger. So, okay. If I ask, could you show me a text message between you and your younger sister or you and your younger brother?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would they be from like 7 years ago?
No.
Okay.
They would be from
So-
within this week.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me, Tanya, is that when you have a familiar, well, how about this one? Do you have any girlfriends or homies that you also connect with?
My best friend, I talk to her 5 times a day.
Okay, so when you talk to them 5 times a year, what do y'all talk about when you talk to her 5 times a year?
I talk to her 5 times a day about everything.
Okay, so when you talk to her one time a month, wait, one time a decade. So you talk to your best friend multiple times a day.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And it's fair to say that if we wanted to, you probably had some text messages, some phone call logs, and such of that nature. If I said, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, Tanya really is not friends with Sally Jane. Y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, Tanya has been lying to y'all. She does not like Sally Jane. She despises Sally Jane. And I even think she keyed Sally Jane's car. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, you could show proof to the contrary, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is there a particular reason why you feel that Candace doesn't do that? Because it would just put all of her argumentation to bed. Like we would have nothing to say if she showed evidence.
Let me see. Is there a reason that I think she doesn't do that? Maybe it's because she's lying.
No, I'm trying to tell you. What's that Saturday Night Live skit with the church lady and everything was Satan? Remember that? This is old school. This is old school Saturday Night Live. This is when Saturday Night Live was actually funny.
Okay.
It was a skit called The Church Lady. And she would just talk about stuff and say, like, why is this? Could it be Satan? And she would yell, Satan was the deal. I don't want to put it in here because YouTube probably give me a ding for it. But yeah it's just like, because you're lying?
Yep.
All right. Okay. I promise y'all, I'm not going to do this again. I'm done.
176 writes, Candace, thank you for all that you are doing in this investigation. As I watch this story unfold, it appears that a book is being written about Charlie Kirk's trial leading up to a September 10th execution. Like St. Thomas More, I wonder if Charlie Kirk was also a man for all seasons. I did not know that there was a book that was being written. I'm not shocked about that at all. I'd be interested to learn more about who is writing that book. Jay Nichols writes, I went back to the first post after September 10th and I had forgotten the progression of this journey. Side note, where did you get your cloud shirt? Truth is the only thing that is undeniable. I wish I knew you personally. We could be best friends, cut from the same cloth. I don't know which cloud shirt you're speaking about. Which cloud shirt? I would assume.
For sure.
The blue sweater. I got that in London. I actually get basically all my clothes from London. I try to buy everything once a year because they have so many cute boutiques and they just have things that I feel like are not available elsewhere. So got that in London. Jay Nichols writes, I went back to I just read that. Leslie writes, I'm so grateful for you, your resolve and integrity. Thank you for continuing to give us hope that truth and goodness will prevail. I'm curious, have Charlie's parents reached out to you to validate all that you are doing to seek justice for Charlie? No, I have not. And we are still working through some of the tips. I have not received any communication from them. I will tell you that they have always been exceedingly private. Like I have met them maybe a handful of times in the early Turning Point USA days. I know they went to a couple of events. I've never met his sister. And a lot of people ask about that, whether or not their silence means something. They are obviously genuinely mourning having lost Charlie, and they have always abstained. So that is not new. Nance the Rock writes, thank you, Candace, for your amazing work. Alicia writes, I have been perplexed as to why Erica would so willingly accept the Fed slop and the trust our judicial system narrative regarding Tyler Robinson. It just hit me that, of course, she would accept the narrative as long as they were looking at anyone else and not her or TPUSA. What I will say is anybody telling you that questioning the people around who have a potentially $1 billion motive for the person not to be there is asking you to be an idiot. They're asking you to be the kind of person that looks at 6 million concurrent viewers for a halftime special that only appeared on YouTube and basically told half of the nation F you is just as big as the World Cup. Like it's ridiculous. And it feels like that's the direction of travel of wind lately, right? Like that is the direction of travel, that they want us to accept stupidity and to just go, oh, okay, that makes sense. And they can make anybody they want a celebrity because they have power and they have resources and they have PR team. And the next morning they wake up and they just have a bunch of people have Andrew Colvin on and say, yep, we did it. We broke a world record. We are contending, this is literal, we are contending to break a Guinness Book of World Record. That's what they're doing. If those numbers are to be believed, they're going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. And what that says is...
Okay, I got to stop. Did somebody say that? Did somebody say they're trying to break a Guinness World Record?
Maybe some of those voices in Candace's head. I've never heard that.
I never, like, what would be the record? There's already been, I mean, it can't beat, I mean, it's number 2. Okay, got you, but it can't beat the number 1. Like, what are we talking about? This woman is crazy. I do think it's adorable how unwilling she is to dig into Charlie's family. Like, why is she not digging?
That's where I was going.
Okay, go ahead.
That's where I was going. So she and Charlie are like best buds. They are thick as thieves, you know, tight as a new rubber band. But she's never met his sister. She's not, doesn't have a relationship with his parents. At some point, because he is the founder and CEO of TPS USA and TP USA, and they've got all of these events that are going on and things like that, and she's his best friend. She's there to support it. His parents are somewhere in the background. She's met them if they're the friends that she says they are.
Or maybe they never supported him. Maybe they never came to an event. I don't know. But I just think it's adorable. She's okay with that. But Erica's mom gets no duck or cover. Erica's mom gets all drugged through, but she doesn't drag Charlie's parents through. Why not? Like, why? Maybe does Charlie's dad have any military background? You know, Charlie wanted to go to West Point. What inspired him in his home to make him want to go to West Point? Maybe his dad, his uncle, maybe his mom is in the military. How do we not know that?
Yeah.
Like, why are you not? Again, she has no couth, so don't tell me that she's too above this, because she's not. So that's my question. Like, does the sister, is she a Navy woman? Maybe she's in the Air Force. Does she wear maroon? I don't know. We got to know these things.
Yeah.
Okay, we are almost at the home stretch, Lord. Lord have mercy. We almost there.
They have no faith in us. They think we are stupid and easily manipulated. And I'm happy that we are at least disproving them of that notion. Schley Walt writes, thank you for finally calling it the Righteous Gemstones. I had been trying to tell everyone. I actually haven't even watched the show, but I kind of got the vibe of it. I saw something online that was posted. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's that. For sure. This person, Ani, writes, Candace, are you on Upscrolled? Please share your name. No.
What happened?
I'm not. I think someone made an account for me. I know that's like contending with Twitter. That is not the real, that ain't the real Candace. So that's what I'll tell you. Amy O writes, I love that there is a clip of Erica speaking to Megan that confirms your recollection of lights flickering, yet people were calling you a witch. Stay Max. P.S. Thank you for reading comments last week. I stand by saying that you are Charlie's David. Yeah, I saw them. They were trying to like make that fetch. By the way, first and foremost, that's a real condition. I actually want to find it. That is a real thing that people go through. And I don't know why that should shock you. Like, there are all sorts of things, like people who can, they see colors when they hear sounds. I don't know if they consider this to be disorders or what it is. I know Kanye has that, like people visually, people can hear things that are not the same. And there are a ton of people. I'm going to look this up. Actually, you guys wait right here. Lights flickering near you. I don't know if they call it a syndrome. It has an official name. Oh, it's called SLI. It's literally called street light interference, which is a phenomenon where people claim that causes street lights to turn off or flicker upon approach, or also known as a medical condition of photosensitive epilepsy, seizures that are triggered by flashing and strobing and flickering lights. So I don't know what to say to you. Like Erica's telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Like that's just a random thing to make up, that when Charlie ran, street lights went out. It's just real. And if you go into the comments of people on the GATE program, if you go back to our episode where we were discussing the GATE program, yeah, there's a lot of that. So that was strange. I don't know. I didn't say, I don't know. I don't even know what people were trying to construe from that. It's so strange. And then
I think the problem was we believe that you were trying to hijack Erica's cope story.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it and you ran with it, and you knew that you would be able to get it out there faster. And I'm not faster, I apologize, more than Erica. That's why we believe you. We believe you hijacked that cope story. Again, shout out to Rage Bronson. If y'all could, if the mods could drop it in the chat so people can see. He's been digging. I know he sent me a message, ask me, and I told him the very first time I heard Candace talk about it, and he's been digging high and looking low to find that Candace said it before Erica, and he's not been able to find anything. And I think that's the problem. We believe you hijacked that woman's coping story for your own gain. That's it. You want to say anything about that? Okay,
no.
let's finish it. Okay, we're going to finish this up. Here we go.
and people who were going, oh, you're speaking about the third eye. This is demonic. Couple of things. Yes, Charlie spoke to me about his third eye, and I have that in writing. And for those of you who are saying that that's demonic, I would like to remind you that having a conversation, if you want to call it third eye or pineal glands, you have like people, the government that is trying to poison your pineal glands. That's a fact. If you look at fluoride, all that is very real.
Okay, come on.
But to suggest that someone speaking to someone, by the way, I wasn't even a Catholic in 2018, so that was a weird thing they were trying to like push. I have the messages that he was speaking to me about his third eye, and I
Then show it. That's all we're asking. Show it.
Yeah, she
And
said she
notice-
has it in writing. Come on.
Then show it. Like, why? If it's such a big deal to defend your honor, then you would have gone and said, like, here, this is it. But no, ma'am, let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, okay. You know what? Remind me, Jason, you want to get this right. I'm going to finish this up.
my guess from what I discerned in the context of that conversation was that sort of a thing, which I think his coach, or I don't know who that guy was that he was working with, is what ultimately actually brought Charlie to the Christian faith. That's the context, and I can show you those messages another time, maybe tomorrow. But he
not
had
tomorrow,
that
no,
experience.
Lord.
So there's that as well. So I wasn't entirely clear on why I'm always in trouble for telling you the truth about what Charlie told me and which I
Always a-
have in writing.
Always a victim. Always a
I don't know
victim.
what anybody's getting from that anyway. I was telling the truth. I continue to tell the truth, and no one has been able to disprove me on any notion.
I
But
have.
I saw them trying to push that, like, oh, she's like summoning demons or something. I was like, or I'm telling you about a real life conversation that me and Charlie had in 2018. Anyway, you guys, a lot to unpack. Again, if you know anything about
go
this
away.
particular Thomas Martin, not the Thomas G. Martin who works up in Buffalo, in New York, but the Thomas Martin that has been working with the Southern Command, please send us an email, more tips at CandaceOwens.com. It would be an interesting dot to connect if so. Anyway, we will see you guys tomorrow.
I'm done. All right. So what Candace wants me to believe, you can pull up any random prove me wrong that Charlie Kirk has done. You hear this man proclaiming his Christian faith in no uncertain terms. None whatsoever. But this woman wants me to believe that in the midst of that, he's also worrying about chakras, third eye opening. Remember, this is the lunatic that said that they were astral projecting. So they're just sitting at dinner talking, Tanya. I'm talking to you about my family. My big girl's at school. She just got her laptop today, blah, blah, blah. I astro projected up to the school to see that the mailman put it in her mailbox. And, I was astro projecting. I was kind of checking him out, making sure he got it in there and put it in the box and shut the thing. And what would you say if I told you that, Tanya? How would you feel if I said, yeah, I saw him. I projected myself all the way up there to the school.
I look at you kind of funny first.
I'd be like, because you didn't astro project there, right? Because you astro project, right? I mean, that's what she said. She said people just do it. Like everybody does it. So you do. I know you do, right? You be zipping around, checking out sale prices, at Kroger
like
and Publix. Right. You do. No, but you just be astro projecting around, right? Don't you do that?
Yeah.
Everybody does that. All the time.
Yeah.
The woman's insane, man. The woman is
She is
deplorable. She's deplorable. Yeah. And I think really today was, I was really hoping against hope that she wasn't going to come back. I guess that means she's going to be here all week. But I really believe she did this because TPUSA took her lunch money yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So she's got to spread shade on them some way, somehow.
Absolutely.
To diminish this, even though it's very clear that that's real. And and again, as I said before, it's not just what they produced, aka a counter to the Bad Bunny official NFL Super Bowl halftime, but they just proved that you could do that too. And I think that's really bothering Candace because she can't do that.
Yeah.
She is kind of stymied. So anyway, I think this is going to be very interesting.
My question has always been, because she spends a lot of time online.
Ooh.
So this is my question.
Go ahead.
Where them kids?
That's a beautiful question. That's a fantastic question. I don't think anybody's got a good answer.
I know she's, her husband's uber rich. They probably got a nanny for each kid, but come on, those kids are young enough where they need to be spending time with their mother. Where are those children when she is constantly online?
And writing epistles. So not just online, but not just liking a post or putting a little heart by it, but no, we're talking about online.
Online. Yeah.
Like, no, I agree with you. You're right on the money. Like, where are her kids at?
Yeah.
All right, I gotta change today's title because it says candy free. I got it. Oh my gosh. All right.
You tricked us, Jason. You lured us in because I saw candy free and I was like, okay, we're gonna watch some car chases today.
I had car chases dialed up. Well, I wanted to talk about what we can learn from. I talked to a friend of mine that really was, really could not see past the fact that TPUSA, a lot of their acts for the lives for the alternative super or halftime show were of the light complexion. And a friend of mine really couldn't get past that. That it is given the only reason they're doing it, why didn't they do it last year? They're only doing it because they had a Hispanic or the Puerto Rican guy, blah, blah, blah. He was using the R word and such of that nature. And I disagreed with him. I told him, I said, no, and I think we would do better to move past that.
Yeah.
And stop making everything a racial issue. I said, and this person was highly melanated. So I'm like, like I know, Black folk act the fool when somebody breaks rank and does something different than what the Black bourgeoisie, the Black intelligentsia wants us to do. So we can't act like that's not common. So the fact that people aren't lined up to support TPUSA, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And only because we act a fool with them. Like, just stop that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he admitted it, but he didn't want to accept that this is a problem that we bring on ourselves.
And I would give them some grace too, because they announced this in October. So I'm assuming that this was pretty much a new idea.
Yeah, I don't think they did one before. That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this was, I don't remember hearing about another halftime show during the Super Bowl. So this is kind of a new idea. And if they announce it in October, here it is February, and they're just now getting it,
Mm-hmm.
that space and time they had to prepare it. I would give them some grace this time. And let's see what happens down the road if they continue to do this. Let's see what happens then.
Yeah.
Plus, to your point, Turning Point does not want that kind of smoke. They don't even want that the difficulties with, I call them our cousins.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with our cousins.
Mm-mm.
You invite one, they bring the whole cookout. You know what I'm saying?
He's so wild.
And then before you know it, it's just a mess. Furniture turned over and all this kind of stuff. We don't want to do that.
No, I agree 100%. And so, yeah, so I think the reason she did a show today and the reason she's going to do a show tomorrow this week is to try to get some of that momentum and add her voice to the zeitgeist, because, she's going to be a part of the conversation. And so if she did not, it would only been the Twitter. So now she at least was able to get into the conversation like this, which, by the way, let me see how many views does she have, right? Crazy work. But I do want to say thank you, Amethyst. What does Amethyst say right here? She said the following: maybe disparaging YouTube stats will make them cancel her, then sue her. Candace has gotten away with some stuff that I've seen lesser YouTubers literally. Okay, watch this. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Okay. Bring this in. Thank you so much, Amethyst, for the very kind. Super. Okay. Her show just ended, right? And look how many views it has. Right? And she said there was 500,000 people watching. So that number's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We know the number's wrong.
Yeah.
That's just it. So let me click on it and see if it changes.
Side are you on? Were you team Bad Bunny? If so, you're supposed to come out and away hating the.
All right. Okay, here we go. 37,000. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. Like her view. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay.
Side are you on? Were you team Bad?
I done gave her 2 views doing that myself. Doggone it. Can't do right for wrong. All right. So 413,000
views.
Right. And we know that that's a slow burn. We know that that's going to change. That's going to change. So why? Let me see what vidIQ tells me. It's not giving me an update. Okay. So we know that that's going to change. So that's all I'm trying to say. Yeah. So when she said there was 500,000 people watching, there was never 500,000 people watching. Or maybe I heard her wrong. Okay. But I think you all see the point. Oh, you can't see the screen right here. This little, this is in the way. Okay. So this right here, I was just showing like there was never 500,000 people watching.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe she misspoke. But just something to notice. Thank y'all so much for that. Amethyst, I appreciate you, love bug. All right, drop this. What do we have here? Is it possible that this guy is deceased and that's why his LinkedIn is wiped? I wouldn't be surprised. But see, please understand, Candace wants it to be, Todd talked about this on his channel. Shout out to Todd. He talked about, I think it's called the basal theory. That means you have a fact, but as you add new pieces of information, you change your outcome of the fact. Okay, so like I gave you the example of a basketball player. If I said a basketball player, any run-of-the-mill basketball player standing under the goal has a 50% chance of shooting the ball undefended into the goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But if I told you the basketball player was Shaquille O'Neal, well, that would change your percentages. Because you're like, the dude is like, 8 feet tall. He wouldn't even have to jump. He just put the ball in. So that's almost like, you'd probably say be real close to 100.
Yeah.
right? Or if I said like any run-of-the-mill basketball player standing at the top of the three-point line, you'd probably say, yeah, they got like a 50. Anybody, any NBA player, yeah, they got a 50% chance of hitting it. If I said it was Steph Curry, well, that would change. You'd probably say,
Yep.
yeah, I'm gonna put all my money on that one. One shot?
Yeah.
I might put all my
Exactly.
money on him. I feel good about him. So that piece of information, but if I said, wait, any player would be me, Jason, y'all say, oh yeah, I'm putting all my money against them, isn't it? Right? So the piece of information changes the outcome.
Right.
Okay. Candace, it won't matter. It will not matter if that man is not the Thomas Martin that she's looking for and he's deceased. It don't matter. She gonna find a way to drag that man into it just like she did. And if she can't, by some way, there's no way possible. Like maybe the man's name isn't really Thomas Martin. Maybe his name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And she finds out like, oops, I messed up. Like that's not really his name. His name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah.
She'll never mention it again.
Absolutely.
She's not going to admit that she was wrong.
Yeah.
But I like that you said it. Maybe the man's passed away. That's possible. I don't know. I don't know what happens if you pass away on LinkedIn. Do they wipe it? I don't know. That's a good question. Or is it there forever? I don't know. Tanya right here. She Grace says this with the 4 thank you. Many churches hide immigrants. Catholic churches too. Like I don't know why. Even back then, like why was she surprised about that? Like that was exactly, yeah, absolutely. Just such a weird woman. CR, thank you so much again for the 5. Max Blumenthal's father is Sidney Blumenthal, and he was Hillary Clinton's right hand. Rush Limbaugh named him Sid Vicious. That's hilarious. Yeah, but like, why is Max Blumenthal? Who is he? What is he over? You don't know?
I don't know that name.
He's over some kind of news or something outlet. I want to say it's Breitbart, but I could be wrong. What does Mike say here? Timeline of Candace Owens abracadabra. Timeline equals truth. There you go.
Her truth.
Because her truth. Yeah. Oh, I did say it. You're right. Her truth. Thank you so much, Ada, with the 5. I want something addressed. What exactly was the point of the meeting of Erica and Candace Owens? She has not stopped anything. It's worse. Go ahead.
There was no point to it, and I really, really wish Erica hadn't done it.
Okay.
I wish she had not given Candace the satisfaction.
I agree. I can get with that.
Yeah.
I think that meeting was to give her the information that needed so that they could say that they've given her everything related to the defamation case. So they have to prove that they've actually told you. Tanya has actually told me that her best friend is Sally and that she and Sally hang out and do all this kind of stuff together. So Tanya called me. Tanya did a Zoom call. Tanya visited. She sent me an email that says, Jason, what you're saying about me and Sally not being friends and me hating Sally and Sally throwing rocks at my house is wrong. And here's the proof that you're saying is wrong. They need to have that evidence because that's why they were able to send a cease and desist letter.
Okay.
So they have to have that. The exact same thing with the Macrones. That's why Candace said that they sent her that the legal letter was the information to help them with the cease and desist or what now became the defamation case. So they have to show proof that I told you what you were saying was wrong, not just what you're saying was wrong. So I don't know, but the further the question here, I don't know why she's going so hard in the paint. That's the part that is weird to me. Candace gets sued and goes bonkers on people. People threaten her and she goes worse. I don't understand that.
So I got a question.
Sure.
Just like the Macron sent her the letter, couldn't Erica have sent her a letter besides, so she didn't have to meet with her?
I think they could have. But I think I don't know, maybe they want to make sure they put it in her hand. They wanted everybody to know that they did it. So what more than, her actually saying she came to visit me, like
Yeah.
to sit down and have a conversation. I don't know why. She could have served her. I mean, just did, process serving.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Or yeah, so that's I understand what Ada's saying. I agree with you. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Charlie dedicated himself to Christ at 11 years old. Candace is nuts. Thank you so much for the 5. Like, I don't understand this story and why people are not pushing back on it, saying that doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense that Charlie was dibbling and dabbling in New Age philosophy, kind of like, wait, hold on, I'm sorry. Candace was in New Age philosophy when Charlie met her. Interesting. Okay, so it seems like maybe Candace is projecting her own beliefs onto Charlie. Because otherwise, she's not shown you anything to substantiate this claim. There's
No.
nothing.
No.
She just said it. She
Yeah.
just said it. And now Erica said the thing about the lights. But Candace said the thing about the lights. But Erica is his wife.
Yeah.
Where's Candace's proof to that?
Yeah.
She says she has like written proof. Then go ahead and show it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's just hearsay.
Yeah.
Same thing with the pineal gland, the third eye, astral projecting, all of that. They just sat around talking about astral projecting? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Mike says this, Mr. Google AI says Candace wiped her IG in February 2025 with no mention of Charlie until her tribute on 9/11/25. I find that interesting, and I agree with you.
Whoa.
So that's
That
what I'm
is
saying.
interesting.
Oh yeah, that is many people have brought that up. Like there's no evidence before that date of her and Charlie Kirk's relationship before
Yeah.
then. Maybe something there.
Yeah.
Why are we not talking about that? But you're talking about Erica. Like, what was the purpose of her even bringing up Erica's wiping of her social media?
Yep.
Well, like, we don't know what it was. And just to like insinuate, like, oh, I think it's about Tanya getting rid of pictures of Sally Jane.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think, but I have no proof of it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Crazy. These people goofy. Oh my gosh. All right. That was fun. Tanya, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think? Please
I
tell me
think
that she's
she's-
not going to stream tomorrow. Please say that.
Oh, she's gonna stream tomorrow. Oh, you better believe it. And
No, not
you know, I
and.
was thinking she's pre-recorded, so she may already have that one in the works. It may be ready to just, upload.
So I thought about that, and I do think they stream it. I mean, they record it in the morning. So it's at least the most newest, like if something drops like right now, but
She'll
there's
have
been
it.
there's shows where she's not talked about something that was a really big deal.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're not crazy. I just think that she probably records it in the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
And they have time to edit it and make it good, and then upload it for 5 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
That's just my thought. And
Yeah.
because in order to keep it off balance, that's why the times change so often. Because she could just do 5 o'clock every day, but she's
Mhm.
done 5:30, 5:15, 6 o'clock. She's been super late, and I think it's just to keep everybody like, oh, she's working hard on it. She's been homeschooling, blah blah blah. No, she's over on Twitter raising Cain on Twitter. That's what she's doing. Ain't nothing. Crazy
Ah.
thing. All right. So what do you think? Tell me what you think she's gonna do this week.
She is definitely going to be on tomorrow. And I
Sass.
actually think she's probably going to be on for the rest of the week. And I think there's going to be mention of the halftime show at least a little bit every day the
Okay.
rest of this week.
Okay. I can dig
Yep.
it. I can dig it. Unequivocally, she's got to get on it. She got to ride the momentum of the halftime show. So no argument there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
As more concrete evidence comes out of those numbers being legitimate, whether it be announced from YouTube or So if it gets announced from YouTube, she's gonna get destroyed because of
Yeah.
what she said.
Yeah.
Or congratulations from YouTube or whatever like that. But I think the long tail is that Candace is starting to lose control of her people, and that's what I think is really bad for her.
Yeah.
So her people are not dialed in like they're not buying this narrative like they used to, and I think that's what's causing her consternation because she said she wasn't going to stream this week. And I
Yeah.
think is the reason she had to get on is like, let me let y'all know, I'm still, Queen Bee over here doing my
Yeah.
thing, because otherwise people would really lose if she wasn't here for a whole week.
Yeah.
So, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Woo! Man, that's crazy. Well, Tanya, I thank you so much for hanging out with me today. That was
Thank you
fun.
so much for having me.
You are more than welcome. You're always welcome. All right.
Number one pod
So,
on the internet.
number one podcast in this studio. You are correct. You are correct. This is the number one podcast in this studio, hands down by a mile. All right. So, okay, now we're gonna hold you to it now. When will you be joining us in these YouTube suburbs?
Okay, you pressure me here. I'm going to give us a date. I promise I'm going to be on, let's go March 15th.
By March 15th. Oh, so a month from now?
Is that a month? What's today? Oh yeah, that is a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to give me a minute to get my nerves up. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be a month, but by March 15th, I will be on there.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Well, you wanna answer this question with me, or what? This statement from this person. This show is ridiculous. Your, I guess, Grammarly is still not free. Missing the total point of what your, I guess, Grammarly listening to. Just crazy. All right. Well, I mean, Kathleen, I'm sorry, Dory. Let me know what we're missing. I would love to know
Yeah.
what we're missing.
Yeah.
What do you think we're missing since we're
Yeah,
ridiculous?
what's the total point? That's my
Yeah,
question.
what is it?
Yeah.
Missing the total point. Yeah, that's very interesting. Okay. Well, Kathleen, I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome to set me straight. And I would love to know. I mean, if you want, let me know. I'll drop the link. You can even come on
Yeah.
and talk to me about it. I mean, I would love to hear it. And then if I need to hear, this is only for Kathleen. You must have your camera on. You must not use profanity. And we have to stay on topic. But I'll drop the link for you. Kathleen, there you go right there. I would love to hear what it is that I am missing, because we are ridiculous. And I will, there you go. All right, so let me know. All right, thank you so much. Ada says this. Okay, side note, I am struggling with my Bible reading plan. Any suggestions? I made it to Exodus, then read Revelations, and now I don't know. I would highly recommend going to Bible Gateway. Here, let me pull this up. Do you have a Bible reading plan, Tanya, that you would recommend?
Actually, I do. And forgive me because this is one of my sisters in Christ I follow on Twitter, and she has a podcast also. I follow a reading plan that I found on the website of Michelle D. Leslie.
Okay.
And she has a list of Bible reading plans, and I chose the first one, and it has been working for me very well.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me pull this in. I appreciate the question, Ada, and I hope this helps anybody that's having the same question, even Kathleen. All right, so I'm going to go to Bible Gateway. It's a free place, all that kind of good jazz like that. On the left-hand side, okay, you'll go to Bible Gateway Study Tools. I'm sorry, read the Bible. Please forgive me. Read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have reading plans. So just click right there, reading plans. Here, I'll just big screen it. All right, so you click on reading plans right here. All right, and there's tons of different available plans. Okay. The one that I do every day, and I've done it every day for the past probably 7-8 years, is the same one. I do it every year, and it's called the Machine Bible Reading Plan. Okay. You read, this is the classical Machine plan. You read from the Old Testament, the New Testament, Psalms, and the Gospel every day. One chapter from every one of there. Sometimes it's 2, but it's usually one chapter. So basically 4 chapters a day. That's it.
Okay.
And it's wonderful. Is never let me down. You'll read through the whole Bible in a year. Is not in chronological order, I will say that.
Yeah.
But it will definitely enhance your ability to get through and process. So I'm like reading through, I'm just getting through Joseph and his brothers today. I'm on chapter 8 of Job. I forgot what Psalm I'm on, but then also we're in the gospel, and I think it is fantastic. So that would be my that's my recommendation. I hope that helps. And oh, and the other thing here, real quick, bring that back up. Bada boom. The other thing is you can click on right here. It's already going to give you the verse, the passage that you're reading. So I'm reading Genesis 42. Scroll down to Mark 12. Scroll down to Job 8. Scroll down to Romans 12. Bada boom. They're all right there. You can pick your, if you don't like I think this is King James. I think it's hardwired for King James. No, it's hardwired for New International Version. So then you can just switch here and change it to another version. So, I like that elect standard version. Mine, because I pay for it, mine is already hardwired to it. So I didn't log into mine right here, but go right here. You click on that English Standard Version and it should refresh. Let me refresh it. Bada bing. Did not do it, but I think you get it. There we go. Now it's refreshed. So you can pick your version, and there you go. And there's your reading plan. Does that work, Ada? All right, there we go. Yeah, we go. We did it. See, we're helping people out here. We're helping folk out.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I don't think my friend wants to come on. Our ridiculous friend did not want to come on, because I would ask them what Bible verse they're reading today too. So that would be my next question for them as well. But okay. Well, I mean, hey, well, we appreciate you, Kathleen. Thank you so much for wanting to come through and give us your inside wisdom, at least a little bit. All right. I'm gonna keep my checking on you. If I need to bring you back up here, I'll scold you and say, get on here in these YouTube suburbs, get out of here. But Tanya, we're looking forward to seeing you out here on the internet for sure.
Thank you so much, Jason. You have been such an encouragement.
You're quite welcome. I'm glad to have you. Thank you so much for coming on. I know it's kind of spur of the moment, but I thank you so much for that. Thank you, everybody, the mods, for putting in all of Tanya's information in there so people can check her out, all that kind of stuff. You're going to get that great. Every morning, my phone will flood whatever notification it gets. So I love getting my buy me a coffee notification because it scrolls across my screen. So shout out to you for sure.
Oh, thank you.
No problem at all. There, and that's you on the sorry, right there. That is you on the Twitter. Yep. Thank you so much. There we go. See, we're looking out for you. We got you squared away.
Thank you so much.
You are quite welcome. I thank you for coming on.
And actually,
go ahead.
let me just say this, Jason. I'm not on YouTube, but I am on Rumble.
Oh, that's right. I did see your Rumble pass up here as well. Yes, I did find you on the Rumble.
Are you
Go ahead.
Biblical Worldview #1 on Rumble?
There we go. Okay, so let me ask you this. Why did you go to Rumble, if you don't mind?
Well, I went to Rumble because I didn't want to worry about censorship, any of that kind of thing. I was just hearing a lot of stuff about YouTube, and I was afraid I'd say the wrong thing because when I get started, I'm just gonna go.
I love it. I love it.
And so on Rumble, I've been there now since August of 24, I think, 23, 24, and I've had no problems. So
Okay.
yeah.
I love it. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how you do it.
Okay.
And a lot of people stream to Rumble, and I have no problem with it. I'm just a mono platform person, so I don't
Yeah.
really. So it's a big push for me to be on Twitter and YouTube and worry about Facebook. That's already well past my bandwidth. So, but no, I want Rumble to do well. So please,
Yeah.
maybe you can convince me to start putting it up there on Rumble as well.
Yeah,
But
come on over.
I mean, I have a channel. I just don't put anything on there. It's just we'll talk about it offline. I don't want to dunk on what's called right now.
Okay.
But okay, what we got here? Uh, okay, somebody sent me a screenshot of Candace's numbers.
Ooh.
And let me pull this in. Hold on, because I got to read it. But I'm gonna share it with y'all and pull this up. Then I'll read what the person wrote, so I can kind of we'll do it together. We'll do it together. Maybe Kathleen will come on while we're doing this. I don't think she is though. Okay, so here is the message. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all see that. I don't think I can make it any bigger. Darn, but let me read what the person said. The person said as follows. Jay Witt, I was watching your live stream earlier when Candace mentioned that the view count from TPUSA YouTube channel seemed inaccurate. I remember seeing a similar comment on her own channel a few days ago suggesting that the views were off as well. So clearly it's not just a TPUSA channel. I have attached a screenshot of that comment for your reference. And thank you so very much to this wonderful subscriber. Okay, so let me read this to you just in case y'all don't see it. I believe that they are suppressing your numbers. Candace, from what I saw, your live tracked 160,000 plus people watching at most. And then 3 minutes after your live ended, it shows 333, some odd thousand views. They don't want us to know just how many people are hungry, starving for the truth. Keep doing what you're doing. Candace, we're behind you. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So she had this problem, what, 7 days ago, it looks like? Yeah, this was 7 days ago. So clearly the problem is not something that only happens with TPUSA. So it's clear. Okay, thank you so much. The person's name is Lindsay. Thank you so very much for that, friend. Thank you for this as well with the 5 Australian. Candace is angry because she keeps saying the world hate TPUSA. The numbers prove that her side is the minority and she hates that.
She hates that, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's an excellent catch. Yeah. So I think it's fair to say, without any equivocation, Candace is upset because this has not gone the way that she anticipated that it would go. And I think that's where we are. Right.
Yeah.
The idea that Candace would be suppressed, like, let that process. Let that process. She plays. I mean, she does everything except play music. I think that's probably the only place that she played music where she would probably, and even in that, she was just getting half monetized or shared monetization.
Yeah.
Like it's not like she's losing anything. So nah. Yeah. The idea of her being suppressed is crazy work. Tanya, you know what else is crazy work?
What else?
I need to go get dinner. So please, I appreciate you, friend. Let's do this again real soon. Let me know for real. If you need help with your channel or getting started on streaming, I will no problem whatsoever. We'll jump on and I will help you get it set up so you're ready to go. Because you're ready to go. All you gotta do is hit record.
Absolutely.
Or hit live rather. Either way.
Thank
but yeah, I
you
will definitely
so
help you.
much.
You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Friend, I will see you real soon.
All right.
All right. Take care, friend.
Take care.
Grace and peace.
Bye-bye.
All right. So that was Tanya. That was Tanya from A Biblical Worldview over here on the Buy Me a Coffee and X, soon to be over here on these YouTube streets. So thank y'all so much to the mods for helping her out and dropping all her links and all that kind of good stuff in there. Sometimes it gets hairy. So I really do appreciate y'all making sure everything was there and done right. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much. Y'all She wasn't supposed to go live today, y'all. Look, I'm not lying to y'all. I really am not lying. She said she did not say she was going live. So her popping up was a surprise. I was not surprised. I was not prepared. But I want to say thank you again to everybody. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Thank you for the people over there on X, the people over here on the YouTube, all that kind of good stuff. I really appreciate y'all. You make this thing fun. So thank you so much to the mods. Thank you to the very, very kind super chats. And of course, CR for being our stream sponsor. Thank you so much for sponsoring the stream. It means a lot. I'm glad that you find value in it. And thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. So I guess we'll be doing it again tomorrow, Lord willing. I want you to know that I do have a couple of guests planned for this week. So I guess if she's going live, I guess me and my guests are going to either we're going to kick her back while we interview our guests and talk with our guests, or B, our guests are going to come on and sit co-chair. I think that might be one or the other. So, man, I cannot believe this. I'm a little bit thrown off by that. That's crazy work. But thank y'all so much, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Do me a favor. Make sure you tip your waiters on the way out the door. Drop those green hearts. If you did not already hit like, please go ahead. If I earned it and you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. What you waiting for? What you need? Tell me what you need. If you do have something that you need, make sure you hit management, dearwokec@gmail.com. Everybody have a fantastic night. Enjoy your family. Lord willing, we'll be here tomorrow. Everybody have a great night. I'll see you real soon. Grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Whitt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.